Sterns is the host of Dolly Vision on YouTube. Check it out, folks. He travels around the country covering all types of cases like this.
What is up, my beautiful people of YouTube? It is good to see each and every one of you jumping in the chat room so quickly. But you know what to do, so I don't have to say it a million times tonight. Of course, give this damn video a like. The algorithm hates my face. Without you, they won't share my videos, okay? So I need you to hit the like on it. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Maddy SoDo. We're going to be talking about the Amish killings, okay? The lady that was brutally murdered with her 2 kids in the house in Pennsylvania. Breaking news on that. There has been an arrest, okay? We're going to talk about that. We're going to watch Aunt Nancy. I can't even talk. Aunt Nancy speak on that a little bit. And of course, there's been some body parts popping up all over the place. Is there a new serial killer? So that's what we're going to be discussing tonight. And of course, we're going to have the call-in lines open in a little bit so you guys can call in and talk about these cases that we are discussing tonight. Of course, bad news we're going to start with, if you haven't heard, in the Maddy SoDo case, the little girl's body was discovered. Okay. So, key suspect, this Stephan Sterns fellow, which was the mom's boyfriend. But we're going to jump back to that because I'm sure I just wanted to touch in on everybody just in case you didn't know they have recovered that little girl. They recovered her last night. Okay. So I want to jump into this right here first. And this is the arrest they have just made in the killing in Pennsylvania of this Amish woman that took place while her two kids were in the house. Now, there was a lot of stuff going on, so I didn't have a chance to touch in on this because I was supposed to cover this story 2 days ago, but I didn't get a chance to get to it. So tonight, we're going over it. Give me 1 second. Let me share the screen with you guys. And let's do it.
Find a platform that
Also breaking this morning, days after a pregnant Amish woman is found murdered inside her home in northwestern PA, a suspect is now in custody. 52-year-old Sean Cranston is charged with criminal homicide and criminal homicide of an unborn child in the death of 23-year-old Rebecca Byler. On Monday, state police found Byler, who was pregnant, dead inside her home, which is a few miles from Spartansburg in Crawford County. Although her official cause of death has not yet been released, troopers say she was found with cuts to her neck.
Okay, yes. Her cause of death hasn't been released, but they believe her throat was cut, trigger warning people, and she was shot in the head. I mean, it's a little bit of an overkill, but this man is in custody.
And head. Cranston was arrested sometime this morning and is also charged with burglary and criminal trespassing. He is currently being held at the Crawford County Jail.
He has no bond, so we don't have to worry about this crazy killer getting out. So he is in jail. So when this next video we're going to watch is set a little before this, and this was Nancy talking about what they knew about the case and the killing. So we're going to jump over to this real quick. So now you know the update is they have arrested this man that has killed this Amish woman.
Zippers to zip their clothing. They use buttons. They dress very plainly and try their best to emulate their Lord Christ by being humble and loving the Lord. So how in a community where there are not even zippers, much less guns, where everyone has a vow of pacifism, does this young pregnant mom end up dead? Right.
So they're charging him with the Amish woman and the baby, the unborn baby. Here's the thing. There was 2 more children in the house. Thank God they were unharmed.
Now, only one clue to who did this deed. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. Thank you for being with us here at Crime Stories and on Sirius XM 111.
Shout out, Nancy!
Take a listen to Lieutenant Martin Windorf.
Stop making Amazon sellers rich.
Okay.
I hate to tell you this, but every single time you shop on Amazon,
PSP Corey got a call through 911 of a deceased female that was found at the scene here. We were responded. At this point, we have confirmed the identity of the female, that she is deceased, and it looks like suspicious circumstances.
Right now,
Well, suspicious circumstances. You got to figure the lady had her throat cut. She was shot in the head, and she was found by her husband. You know, can you imagine going home, walking in the house, or your husband and wife is laying there on the floor, you know, shot with a throat cut, trigger warning. You know, the first thing that, you know, I would instantly call for help, but somewhere in my mind, I would be thinking, they're going to blame this on me. I mean, I just think that would be in the back of my mind somewhere. You know, if I just walked in and found somebody dead in the house and everything's all bloody and, you know, unless I can prove I just walked in the house, everything's on camera kind of thing. I don't know. I would just have in the back of my mind, they're going to blame this on me.
In Amish country are holding everything very tightly and close to the vest. We have managed to get the name of the victim, 23-year-old Rebecca Byler, 23 years old, and her unborn baby. Both dead. We understand, in the family home. We also understand 2 little children were in the home at the time of the murders. All of this is unfolding.
The thing about this is, the little kids heard this going on. That's so sad. I mean, this dude is a monster. And, just to come up in their community like that and to kill people for no reason.
Folding now. We are trying to confirm everything that we are learning. But right now, the hunt is on and the investigation is on for Rebecca's killer. Tip line 814-663-2043. Repeat, 814-663-2043. Again, this.
Now, I don't know what led the police to the individual that they have just arrested, the 52-year-old man. Maybe it's this red Jeep that they were looking for, or maybe there was some other clue that they had, but they haven't been really saying anything. But all I do know that there is an arrest for it. We just seen that on the news.
This has occurred in Amish country, Pennsylvania. With me, an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now, but to Trooper Cindy Schick.
Okay, here's the thing. It don't matter where you're at. There's no real safe community. Evil can always enter anywhere, so there's no real place safe, because most criminals go somewhere else to commit their crimes.
Ohio, Pennsylvania State Police, listen.
The death is currently being investigated as a criminal homicide. We are aggressively investigating all available leads. We want to solve this just like the community wants us to solve it. So any information that's out there, we want people to come forward and help us resolve this issue.
Joining me an all-star panel to make sense of what we know right now, but I do know this. Typically, when LA law enforcement is begging the public for help, that means they really do need help in solving the murder of Rebecca Byler.
Well, they got it now, Nancy. So this is from her last night. So today, like I said, the suspect was arrested in the case. Now, like I said, I don't know what tips have led them to this person. They haven't came out and said yet.
23 years old and her unborn child. Again, all-star panel joining me. First, I'm going to go to Jennifer Barrasso, investigative reporter, KDKA-TV. Jennifer, first of all, tell me where this happened. If you guys in New York could put up our Google Maps, it's when I look down, I've looked at an aerial. I lived in Pennsylvania for a good bit of time and traveled to Amish country. It is, look at that. Look at that. All green. When you go to Amish country, the plats on which the homes are situated can be 3, 4, 7 acres. They're big. There's very low population. To Jennifer Barrasso, investigative reporter, KDKA-TV.
Guys, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button. We got like almost 700 of you here, and there's only like 300 likes on the video. So do me a solid, hit the like button. That way I ain't got to say it a million times. If we just get those likes up when you come in, I won't even say it. Okay. So take a second, take a deep breath, click on the little thumbs up. It's free this week only. This week, free to like the video. Hell, dislike the video, but do something. Okay. Do something.
Jennifer, again, thank you for being with us. Tell me about the area, and I've got a reason for asking this. Go ahead, Jennifer.
So, Nancy, as you mentioned at the top of this report, that this Crawford County is a very, very rural county. It is about 25 miles southeast of Erie, Pennsylvania. There is a fair amount of Amish in the area. Where this murder happened, the house was on a dirt road. So it would not be unusual if you drove through that area that you may not see your next door neighbor. It's spread apart, and that is a challenge for law enforcement right now. Sources telling me that This happened on a dirt road, so you're not going to have.
You live in Virginia. Have you considered going solar?
Okay, I got the wrong thing open.
There, thus not a lot of people, not a lot of witnesses, basically.
Jennifer,
Shut
Brock,
Dolly
that's
up, hit the like
exactly
button.
where I'm headed. You read my mind. Now, you know, in a lot of big cities, they think the world ends at their city limits. But FYI, for your information, everybody knows I grew up on a red dirt road in rural Georgia. The vast majority of the U.S. is rural, right? So we need to address the realities of investigating a murder in a
I mean, yeah, but you know, it ain't the middle of nowhere. You know, most people don't live in the middle of damn nowhere.
rural area. And yes, this has been deemed suspicious circumstances. It is considered a homicide. This young 23-year-old mom has been shot dead. A pregnant mom, which I'll go into later with Dr. Jory Crossan, the single most.
What is this? Here, the Amish community is offering $1,000 to get their woman pregnant to get new bloodline. Is that? I don't know about all that. I had to see that story.
Dangerous time for a woman is during pregnancy. Murder, homicide being the #1 cause of death amongst pregnant women. But hold on, Dr. Jory, before I get
I can't wait till they come out with some of the reason, maybe the reason why this man chose these people. Did this person know this Amish family? Because, you know, witnesses in the area said they seen a red Jeep. Him and his wife are bikers. He lived 15 miles away. Okay, him and his wife were bikers. But why choose that lady like that? But thank you. Thank you for your super sticker. That's super awesome of you.
into the whole psychology of pregnant women ending up dead. I want to get these facts down. Back to Jennifer Barrasso joining us, KDKA TV. As a matter of fact, isn't it true that the population of Sparta Township, Pennsylvania, Amish country, as we all call it, is a little over 18,000 people?
Thank you,
for the
Regina.
whole area. My research showed 18,000, but I just heard 2,000, which is even more on the point I was making of a low population. Jennifer, what's the answer?
You're correct. It is about 2,000 in terms of population.
The Amish Mafia. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Once again, one of the biggest challenges, the lack of people, not only in the lack of technology. You know, my sources telling me the remote location, obviously a big challenge. But once again,
you know, I'll be watching them Amish videos where they build the house and then they get the whole community together and they pick the fucking house up and they walk down the street with it and they put it in place. Has anybody else seen those videos or just me? Okay, I don't know why I'd be watching Amish stuff. Maybe when I'm bored, I like to watch them churn butter.
Lack of people in the area, lack of technology, and that is something law enforcement, they have to deal with.
Someone in your chat said they're local.
Joining us right now, in addition to Jennifer Barrasso, KDKA, and Jory Crossan, who I've already introduced to you, Dr. Jory, psychologist, former law enforcement.
Okay, hold on. Say that one more time.
Someone in your chat said that their local news
The local news.
said the lady was offed because of the
She was
previous-
unalive because the previous
tenant was a person that adopted his grandson, and he thought it was that person.
Did y'all hear that? Okay. So the previous tenant, this person thought that the previous tenant was the person that adopted his grandson. So he went there and unalived that person. That's what you say somebody in the chat
Someone
said?
in the chat said they're local, and their local news said that. I don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah, we don't know the source of that. So
I just thought that was
take it as news rumors for entertainment purposes only.
All right, I'm going back.
Okay. Thank you.
At St. Leo University. And by the way, you can find him at Dr. Jory, JOREY.com. I want to go now to Jarrett Ferrantino.
Last time I was in Amish community, I went to this little store and they had like all these different bakeries and these different places where they served their foods and you could buy it. It was like a flea market, but then inside it had like this Amish setup where you could go in and buy all their products and things of that nature. It was good.
Homicide prosecutor in this jurisdiction of Pennsylvania at jaredferrentino.com. He's also the host of True Crime Boss podcast, wildly popular, I might add. Jared Ferrentino, down to the brass tacks. Okay. When I'm in court prosecuting a homicide case, very often, except for their probative value, what they prove to me,
You live by a bunch
try
of
to
Amish.
remove myself and my emotions from the case so I can move forward. Jared Ferrentino, this is very difficult.
I
A
don't
young
know.
mom,
Seems strange.
just 23 years old, pregnant. I'm not sure how pregnant she is. I think I know, but I don't.
Time traveler said, I used to meet Amish women and give them my phone number. They never called. I bet they didn't. They do have that. What is that celebration they have when Amish people come to age and they get to go out and party for like a week and be like hellions, and then they come back and they got to be all godly? There's a name for it. I forget.
Definitely know. Who is gunned down in her own home with her 2-year-old. And guys, we're showing you a shot of the home. Notice, as we did when I was
Amish
growing
make
up,
beautiful furniture.
we didn't have a washer and dryer. You see the clothes hung out. They don't have a washer and dryer for other reasons, because they live a, quote, humble life, trying to walk in the footsteps of Christ's model.
Hey, Meg P. Yes, guys, thank you for everybody that's been donating to the Crime Con Fund and everything. Yes, we will be at Crime Con in Nashville, May 31st through, what is it, June 2nd? So make sure if you're in the Nashville area and you look us up, we will be at Crime Con. Come out, meet us, hang out, all that good stuff. There you go. There's the name of it.
You see them there walking because they're not driving cars. In this shot, I guarantee you the car you see going by is a tourist. That is their mode of transportation, using a horse and wheels, which the good Lord gave them. So the fact that this young mom has been shot multiple times in her home with her 2- and 3-year-old child in the home, those are the facts we have so far, is unheard of. Jared Ferrentino, how do you remove yourself?
That's where the Amish get to go out and twerk for the weekend, right?
From the emotion of prosecuting a case, investigating a case where a young mom is slaughtered.
Just stocked up on a ton of Paleo Valley beef sticks.
Okay, we don't care about your damn beef sticks, lady.
Pregnant young mom.
Nancy, it's damn near impossible to do that. You take those emotions and you let them motivate you in the investigation and the hard work you have to do, as you well know, in prosecuting.
Okay, 2 other people are confirming the story that
The local Candace says the man's kid lost their child to child services and they didn't comply with the court. So that family was able to adopt the child, and they did so, and that family was upset. So he came to
that house that they used to live at, killed the lady that lived inside, and it wasn't even the lady that had his 2 kids. Oh my God, what a nut job. Okay, so did y'all hear that, guys? The man that was arrested, I guess he had his kid taken because they didn't comply with court orders. This is what rumors, this for entertainment purposes. He went to the wrong house. The people that used to live there that adopted his kid, and he killed the lady. Now, there's a couple people in the chat room saying that is true. But do your own research. The hell if I know. But that is a pretty bad sicko because, like I said, say what? Oh, his grandson, not his kid. Okay, thank you, PJ. All right. That's when, the producer had to come in and let me know, right? The producer. So either way, this man is in custody. Horrible, because like I said, this is an overkill type situation. This lady's throat, from what I'm hearing, was brutally cut, and she was shot in the head. Now, how much does it take to, to actually? That's a little bit of an overkill to me. That showed some anger or some hatred. Usually, if somebody's going to kill you, 1 bullet done. Let's, go. to cut you, stab you, and shoot you. This man was, we live in a crazy world. That's why I tell people all the time, man, lock your doors. Cause I used not to lock my doors, I do got things to protect myself, but I usually used to keep my doors unlocked. Shit. Now that I've been doing true crime for 2 years, I've been locking the doors every night. I go check the door to make sure it's locked. You just never know who could slip up in your house. In this, in broad daylight, somebody slide in and kill your wife or your whole family. It is absolutely insane. In the middle of somewhere so nice and peaceful and beautiful, you think you'd be safe, right? The same thing I said about Fruitland, Idaho, when little Michael Monkey Vaughn was kidnapped. I'm like, you go out there, man, it looks like something out of like a movie, like Silvertown and Joe Dirt. It's just perfect. It ain't no bad houses. All the yards are clean, well mowed, little area, beautiful, middle of country. But killers are everywhere. Murderers are everywhere. Batshit crazy people are everywhere. You can't hide from it. You think you can go to a gated community and live nice? Hell no. Somebody in that gated community is a nut. It's just the way it is.
Executing these cases. You have a young 23-year-old mother. You have 2 children left without a mother and a little baby inside of her that will never have a chance at life. This is a tragedy all the way around and extremely difficult to prosecute, but that's the work of a prosecutor, as you well know. You have to put your emotions aside.
Well, we know this, and the time that Nancy, she pre-records her stuff, so this came out last night. But this person is already caught. We got 480 likes and we got 830 people watching. Come on, guys, do me a solid. Hit that like. It's free this week to like the video.
Consider the evidence and move forward.
I know this. It took us a long time to just get the name Rebecca Byler. And then we believe that she was 6 months pregnant. The baby viable.
Yeah, so they're charging him with the murder of her and the baby, trespassing, and burglary. Okay, so apparently he broke in the house. So it sounds like this ain't somebody she knew, that this man actually forced entry into the home. And I would be thinking more, instead of burglary, home invasion would be, I think, a more serious charge. But I mean, with the murder charge alone, he's never getting out of prison.
We know, or we think we know right now, that she was shot dead in the living room of her own home. Jared Fiorentino.
Just thank God this man didn't go after them kids. Just thank God on that. But still a psycho, still crazy. And over something this woman never done to him. Just an innocent victim.
We've heard nothing about a forced entry, no sex attack, and no robbery. What do you make of that?
Well, those things, as you know, are very telling. I've said before when I've been with you, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. You have certain things that didn't happen here. 2 children that survived. You have no forced entry. It would suggest to investigators it's someone with familiarity of the.
I don't know. Or somebody knocked on the door and she went to the door. Or she left a door unlocked and he walked up and opened the door and slipped in. Because a lot of times when you live in areas like this where there's nobody around, nobody knows you're there, everybody who comes up, a lot of people don't lock their doors. So maybe he slipped in this way. But I don't believe this woman knew him whatsoever.
The property, and someone who felt the need not to harm those other 2 children. Those are certain things that will jump out at investigators. And I know we were talking about how rural this is. Nancy, there's rural and then there's Amish country. This is a throwback to a pre-technology time, which presents so many unique challenges to investigators and prosecutors in assessing what happened here.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you said that, Jared Fiorentino. Could you explain what you meant by that? A throwback to a time without technology.
Thank you,
Sure.
PJ.
I mean, the Amish believe.
Let me read what PJ said because she's in there packing orders as we speak. PJ says, packing up orders, www.dollysoap.com. If you order now and we have the item. I will pack it up to go out Monday. Turtle Gang decals now available. That's right. We got Turtle Gang window stickers. Check them out. Buy DollySoap.com. Thank you for that, PJ. I'm going to have to take you out to dinner now.
Beliefs are an Anabaptist belief where technology is viewed by Amish people as almost like an interference in their community, and just a way to ostracize themselves from one another and Christ, quite honestly. So any type of technology that usually assists investigators, like a cell phone, would not be present in Amish country. It would be an outlier to have a cell phone in Amish country.
You know, if Dolly was Amish, I'd have my cell phone hid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I wonder if any of them Amish people be like, yo, you know where people in prison hide their cell phone? I wonder if there's any of these Amish people out there that's like, yo, hiding their cell phones. They really got cell phones. They just don't want you to know. And look, I don't know if any of you guys remember the Slim Jim commercial. He said, it's the dude on a buggy with an Amish guy. He asked me, he's like, what'd you do for the internet? He said, I mailed your mama. What did he say? Your mother snail mailed me pictures. He said, what did you do before the internet? He said, I had your mother snail mail me pictures. So it was something like that. It's a Slim Jim commercial. And it's like, ooh, snap into a Slim Jim. Anybody remember that commercial?
Unless it was related to the work one of the members of the community was engaged in. So as we
I know some Amish that have cells.
Passing by, you also don't have this unique tool of a cell phone, typically in Amish country, to assist in an investigation like this.
Oh, well, yeah, I couldn't be Amish then. Definitely.
You know, I'm just thinking about another aspect of this, and I want to go back to Jennifer Barrasso, who is actually joining us in the Pennsylvania jurisdiction.
So, guys, if you're just tuning in, there has been an arrest in this case. They arrested the man. He is in custody. As far as, of course, Maddy SoDo, her killer is in custody, but I haven't heard any official charges yet in the Maddy SoDo case. I know there's only one suspect, and that's the Stephan Sterns guy. So I haven't heard it. Has he been officially charged yet, PJ? Do you know? Because I didn't see nothing on his official charges yet. I do know he's still charged with the aggravated sexual battery stuff, them charges, but have they charged him yet with them? What is it? Okay. We'll let you know when we find out.
With KDKA TV, as you can see, she's outside, out in the field, joining.
I know he was moved.
Thank you. I know it's cold, and I really appreciate you being with us, Jennifer. It's bad enough in my mind that a 23-year-old is basically a girl. She's 23, yet this girl is a grown woman with 2 children, a husband, a home, and about to give birth to her 3rd child. Even if she didn't have the 2 children and the baby on the way, claiming somebody's life, murdering them at 23. I mean, I remember my fiance was about this age when he was murdered.
Well, I don't know about a press conference because, you know, it was all over the news that they found her, that they've located the body, because they actually located the body, 3 hours after the press conference. A tip led them to Maddy SoDo in a rural area. What is it? Osceola area. I believe that's what it is. Something like that. But they went out there, they discovered a body. Now we haven't heard the cause of death yet. You know, there's a lot of people guessing that, you know, she was dead, according to the police, when they left the home. Now, they didn't say how she got into the car, but they said there was video footage of Maddy SoDo in the vehicle. And at that time, they believed that she was deceased. Okay. So they believe she was killed the night prior to her being dumped that morning. And of course, they don't believe she ever went to, you know, he didn't never take her to school. He took her out into the country and dumped off her body behind some house, which is a sick dude. So we know he's getting charged with, you know, the capital murder of this little girl. and what other charges come, to sexual stuff. What a monster. And this dude had no prior criminal record, the Stephan Sterns fellow. And we're going to watch a little bit of his interview, because I swear it is the fakest stuff. Oh, Osceola County, Florida, my home. Okay. So we're going to watch a little bit of his interview in a few, and it is just the fakest, cheesiest. Look, neither one of the, look, I'm a little suspect of the mother and the boyfriend, because the mother showed no emotion whatsoever. It looked so fake and scripted. And then when you see him, it is the fakest shit you ever seen in your life. It ain't even good acting. Like, it's terrible. Like, he's over dramatic, crying. Like, who does that? Like, listen, ladies, I'm sure your dude loves your kid that ain't his. But if any man's acting like this should be a red flag to a woman. Okay. We actually saw Maddy SoDo's mom comforting Stephan Sterns while he was crying over her daughter that he murdered. Insane.
Just before a wedding. And just the taking of a life before you can even really start.
Definitely. Let's get to 1,000 likes if we can. If you like, if you just tune it in.
Has got to be devastated, because I am, and I've never known Rebecca except in death. Tell me about how this has affected them, and are they willing to come forward with information? Because I'm not sure. Anybody on the panel help me out, because I don't know. Aren't Amish, aren't they against judging anyone, making a judgment on another person? I mean, would they be willing to break ranks and come forward if they knew anything?
And Nancy, I just looked this one up before we started the show, and yes, they typically don't report crimes before they happen, or obviously before they happen, but they typically don't report crimes proactively, right in the moment.
This is their superstar panel. He's like, yo, they don't report crimes before they happen. Okay. They wait after they happen. That's a genius statement there. Okay.
But they do cooperate with law enforcement once a crime has happened, because they tend to try to insulate themselves from the outside. And so I'm hopeful that they will be cooperating much more than they would before this happens. In other words, if there is a domestic violence issue.
Guys, this is Robin Dreek speaking, behavior expert, former FBI special agent. That's the part I.
And what would domestic violence be like in the Amish community? Yo, it'd be like, yo, go churn me some butter, bitch. Would it be something like that?
Like, and listen to this. Chief of the FBI Counterintelligence Behavioral Analysis Program. Repeat. Chief of the FBI Counterintelligence Behavioral Analysis Program. I feel like I should just go home right now after saying that. Author of Sizing People Up, a veteran FBI agent's manual for behavior prediction. Robin Dreek joining us. Robin, what further light can you shed on this? Because right now,
I mean, I'm just saying, what kind of domestic violence happens in the Amish world? All right, girl, I'm mad at you. Go over there and whittle me a fireplace. Okay. Go. You got fireplace duty for 6 months because you didn't cook me dinner. My dinner's cold. You got to make me a wood stove. Okay. You got to whittle a couch, 37 couches you got to build for punishment. That's what domestic violence looks like in the Amish community. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't know. I ain't never seen, let's just say I ain't never seen an Amish man in a domestic violence class.
Police are begging for help. And I'm about to give you the one clue. Actually, let me give you the clue right now. Take a listen to our friend at crimeonline.com, Dave Mack.
Sparta Township, Pennsylvania has a population of less than 2,000 people. This area, about 35 miles southeast of Erie, is.
We got just as many people. Almost half their community is in this chat room right now. We got almost 1,000 people here with us. Their whole community ain't but 2,000 people.
Amish country. And in Amish country, Horse and buggies are the preferred mode of transportation. So when a red Jeep is parked in the driveway at Andy and Rebecca Byler's home, family and friends take notice. It's around 10 a.m. on Monday. Some members of the community report seeing the red Jeep driving up and down their road earlier that morning.
Okay, Robin Dreek, I want to get back to you on the one clue that we've got so far. A red Jeep driving up and down their road earlier.
Now, PJ, director over here, do we know if the red Jeep was actually tied to him? It is tied to him.
And then someone said that he actually made threats. His wife got fired and he went to her place of employment and threatened to shoot up the whole place.
Oh, his wife, he made some threats to some other people prior to this. So his wife got fired and he went up there and made some threats.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how close to the events that
Okay,
was.
so he's just an unhinged individual, probably has some mental health issues or something of that nature going on with him. Because to do what he did is
Yeah, no.
How could you sleep at night and do something like that?
That's extreme rage. And
Yeah, that's
somebody in
definitely
chat
extreme
asked,
rage.
How could he not have seen his grandkid who he was clearly coming there for? But once you're in that state of rage, I don't think you think clearly.
And then why didn't he grab a kid or something? If he came there for a kid, there was 2 kids there. What did he kill her? Did he go in there and realize, wait, these ain't my grandkids?
I don't know.
Maybe you should check the kids before you kill the lady. That would be what a dumb. If that's the case,
Wanted to tell you before.
evil isn't mental illness. It could be that. It could be just an evil soul. You could be right. And you're right. Evil is not a mental illness, but this dude he could be just evil and triggered and just a big old a-hole.
I sent you a video that someone sent for you to look at.
It's
very interesting. I don't know if it's going to be okay to play that
morning.
To tell you,
We think that she was killed before lunchtime and after the husband went to work. So that could be crucial. On the other hand, Robin Dreek, people tour. They go visit, as I did when I was living with my
Can you see that
sister in
name?
Philly.
Glass?
They go tour Amish country. So
Alyssa,
what is
thank
the
you
reason?
for becoming a member.
Tell me. And does that mean riding up and down the road like we saw that car earlier, which is probably a tourist car, or up and down their driveway? Let's just start.
Oh, and Rosemary, I got your order. Thank you. I'm going
Rosemary,
now.
PJ says she has your order. She's going to pack it up for you right now. Okay.
I'm getting orders out as I get them. You
She's
guys.
not only the director, but she also runs packing, shipping, receiving, every other thing that gets done around here. Okay. All I do is sit in this chair.
With the red Jeep, Robin.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, well, it's an outlier, and that's what we're looking for in cases like this. This community is a community of massively established baseline normal behavior. So I agree with Jared wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but see, this dude came from outside of their Amish community, right? He's just a nutball. This is one of those stories of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Just a monster lurking and you don't know. And a lot of people believe back in the day in the Charles Manson era that they went to the wrong house, that they were supposed to go to the music producer that turned down Charles Manson, but they ended up at Sharon Tate's house. So they ended up at the wrong house, went in and killed everybody. And it was actually, a lot of people believe that. Now, I don't know if that's true, but a lot of people seem to believe that they were supposed to kill the music producer that worked with the Beach Boys. So it ain't the first time that somebody lived in the wrong house and somebody showed up there to do something to the people they think lived there. And that's what you have. Look, remember in the Idaho 4 murders, rest in peace to the Idaho 4 too, that the police came out and said somebody targeted the house. That's originally what they said. They said, we believe somebody targeted the house, that, the community ain't got to worry. This was a targeted attack against the house, not the people in the house, but the house itself. Okay. So this is kind of what this seems to be. This Amish killing is the house was targeted. That was the house of previous tenants that had something to do with this child being adopted. And he was upset about that. So, don't move into the wrong house. It's like moving into the Amityville horror house. You know, you just wrong place, wrong time.
Spoke earlier that we don't have a lot to go on, but what we do have to go on is a profile. The likelihood of her knowing her murderer is really, really high when you're looking at stats. And when you have outliers of behavior like this red Jeep, you're immediately going to zero in on it. The challenge, as has been highlighted, is the distance between people. But at the same time, though, if you're looking at the fact that she most likely knew her murderer, if we're looking at stats, and it's a really, really small, tight community, even though they're spread
Well,
out.
we know now these experts are a little wrong. I don't think she knew her attacker. There's nothing right now that has confirmed she's known this man. And can you imagine, guys, and we'll talk about this when we open the phone lines in just a few minutes, being the husband and walking in and finding your wife murdered on the floor. Imagine that feeling. Oh, I mean, just think, because there's mostly women in here, but imagine walking in and finding your husband dead on the floor with his throat cut, trigger warning, and shot in the head. And that was probably a brutal sight. Them poor kids are probably going to be scarred for the rest of their life over this. Horrible.
Out, the likelihood of other people in that community knowing, or at least being able to provide leads, is really high. And then when you can kind of triangulate a red Jeep on that, I'm the glass half full kind of guy, in the sense of, hey, we just got to work the problem. And I think they hopefully will have enough, just because this person, whoever it was, felt very, very safe in committing this crime in broad daylight in a home with 2 other children.
These guys showed up on a crate and it was installed within an hour. Pretty impressive.
That was the biggest part. It was installed so quickly. It's insane. Like, you cannot believe it's like so easy breezy.
The crate came so assembled. You knew exactly where every piece was. So easy. I picked up one of the panels. They were light, no big deal. So I started assembling myself while I had 2 other guys just bring you the panels. I mean, you can't beat that.
Guys in Indiana, they know we're good too. We'll bring some massive coffee bar guys come in and try.
Another issue, Jennifer Barrasso, KDKA, is while we're getting conflicting reports, we're also getting a report that the red Jeep was actually in their driveway.
That is true. The red Jeep was in their driveway, and this man is in custody, 52-year-old. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Rumors as of now of why this man may have done this over a custody dispute, wrong people, wrong address. There's another thing I wanted you guys to check out. Give me 1 second. Let me get it pulled up.
What do you know?
So police are not saying much about that red Jeep, but they do tell me, sources, that they have people of interest, but no suspects. They've checked out the husband. They tell me that they are fairly confident his alibi checked out. One thing I wanted to point out.
All right, hold on, guys. I want to get this to the right point. Now, this is something to do with, we're going to listen to the audio of this. This is supposed to be a phone call interview from Stephan Sterns' best friend. Okay. So the audio you're about to hear is going to be from that call. We're going to jump subjects real quick for a minute, and we're going to take a listen to this call.
Consider subscribing to my channel, and if you do so, hit the subscribe button, then the notification bell, and all videos.
There you go.
And without further ado, as my mom would say, here is that call.
Yeah, I was that kid's best friend for like a decade. Yeah, so we had a falling out like 12 years ago, but he still floats in the same circles because he moved up and down the state, apparently, like doing real estate with his mom and dad. But he started working for Disney, and I know he's still working there in like September, but I don't think he's working there anymore because Disney made a statement or something about it. He was actually in the T-Rex area at Epcot, I think. I think that's where he worked. I don't know if like he's
Dolly
not
gotta
working.
eat.
I mean, he could have quit after September, but I know in September he's still working there because he had pictures on his Instagram. Because people always send me crap about him because we were best friends for so long, and then we had a falling out because he drew a gun on me over a disagreement.
Oh,
So I just cut ties with him completely. But some of the stuff that kid did growing up was so crazy. So a year after we stopped being friends, one of our mutual friends was going through hard times and needed a cheap place to live. So he moved in with them. And this kid's like an IT wizard. So essentially what happened is a year after that, they had a falling out. And I convinced my buddy to tell me what happened. And apparently what had happened was he had been cleaning up the network and found a shared folder between their computers where Stephan had been secretly hiding a camera in his room and recording his girlfriend coming in and out of the shower.
Oh, jeez.
wow.
And from what I understand, there was kid stuff on there as well. And like I said, my buddy was going through a really hard time, like literally broke. And from what I understand, Stephan's mom paid off my buddy to not talk about it.
And so he was cleaning up the network and found images that this Stephan guy's kind of a moron, isn't he? I mean, he does.
It's something like all of us are friends. So like a lot of us old friends from high school, they've all been blowing me up for like the last 2 days about all this. And that's kind of the agreement we've all come to too. We're like, wow, he was actually really, really dumb. Like all of this is so stupid. Like it's kind of crazy because he was kind of a smart kid, but he had social issues a little bit, but I mean, he partied. I threw parties all the time, and he always came out and partied. I mean, me and him were basically attached at the hip. We lived together. We lived in the same room for like 5 years.
Oh, Lord,
that's why all this is so crazy to see all this going down, and just like the amount of people that are flooding me constantly about it.
What a monster.
But his his dad is pretty normal. It always seemed like his dad didn't like the rest of the family, and his brother seemed to distance himself from I knew this kid. We were attached at the hip for a better part of a decade, and I never once saw his brother. I think his brother was military or something like that.
Well, what can you tell us about
North Carolina.
How long do you know this guy for?
I moved here from Japan when I was like 17, so probably until I was 27. We lived together for probably 6-7 of those years.
Wow. So like, what can you tell? Like, remembering back, what do you know about him? I mean, just how was he like when you go to bars and the girls and whatever?
We're talking to Maddie.
Yeah, all that was like, there's one time recently, and that's because she actually messaged me today. She's married with kids now and everything like that, but there was one girl who messaged me, and we didn't let him bring her to parties. He had to be 20, probably 20 at the time, and he was dating a girl who was 17. And we were like, no, sorry, she's not allowed. So none of us really interacted with her, so I don't really know too much about that, but we do know he was dating a young girl.
And what did she look
like?
None of us. Was she really
She was
young?
Asian.
Oh, she was Asian and really small then?
Yeah, she was tiny and Asian, yeah.
Why
she was
is she
literally
small?
tiny and
She's
Asian. 4'11" maybe.
That's racist.
Well, my wife's only she's a really small. She's only like 4 foot.
They're small Asian.
5 or
And this
7
girl was
or something.
too. She was super tiny. And
there's what about what is it? That Ming Young dude? He's like 7 foot something. He's Asian.
So we thought that was a little weird, but this girl had messaged me earlier today, and she made a comment about that same thing that I'm saying now. And we were all told she was 17. She told me today on Instagram that she was 14 at the time. So that dramatically changes all of that.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow. So the same girl that he told you was 17 was only 14?
Yeah, because she mentioned that today in the Instagram.
Wow, that's insane.
So, according to this dude, we don't know if this guy's legit, but he is saying that he is one of the best friends of Stephan Sterns, which is the man who has taken the life of Maddy SoDo. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit that like button. We're going to listen to the rest of this phone call. Let's see if we can get those likes to 1,000 so I ain't got to say it anymore. Thank you, guys.
So what was this part about you, a gun up above? I think I missed that. I was trying to
Oh, yeah. So we were living together. I don't know. probably a couple years into this was at the end of our relationship. So we had a disagreement because there was a lot of issues wrong with the house. We were renting through his dad. And I didn't want to pay rent because like a whole bunch of these issues, AC, garage, all these things hadn't been fixed, and my car was pinned in the garage. And this went on for like months. So finally, I refused to pay rent. I was like, "Look, you got to fix these issues. I'm like, this can't go on any longer. I'm not paying rent."
Sounds like it's a total prick.
And his son flipped out on me because I guess his dad was giving him a hard time trying to get Stephan to give me to give the money to pay the rent. And I was just like, no, not until you fix these problems. And Stephan flipped out the house, threw a temper tantrum. And I mean a legit like 3-year-old temper tantrum, laying on the ground, a grown man pounding and kicking his feet into the ground and screaming and yelling. And he does all this, proceeds to run into the room, grab his gun, and draw a gun on me.
Wow.
We get into a scuffle after that. I leave. I never.
Okay. All right. Are you? What is that, director? Okay.
Come back. My dad gives me money because I'm broke. I'm broke, 20-year-old at the time, like bouncing between jobs. And he gives me the money to break the lease because I told him what happened. He's like, you need to get out of there. So he gives me the money, break the lease with everything, and I left. So that was the last I talked to the kid personally.
Wow.
But then a year after that, our mutual buddy moved in, and that's when all the camera stuff and all that went down.
But like, you moved back in with him somehow again after that? Or even though
No. After the gut thing, I never talked to the kid again.
Okay.
We just float in the same circles. So like every time he hangs out with someone I know or messages someone I know, I get all these messages on Facebook or Instagram from whoever it is.
And so how long ago was this server moment where he was at work and
oh, this wasn't at work. This was at the house. My buddy was just like going through. He's like, he's a rare breed. He loves IT networking. Like, he's not good at IT networking. He loves IT networking. Like, he loves going through networks and cleaning things and making things move faster and 3D printing. He's just one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was still going through school and everything. So he was playing around on the network at the house and going through it. And that's where he found a shared folder between Stephan's.
Oh, okay. So this man's explaining that, his roommate had went through that. He was an IT guy, started going through his folders, Stephan's folders, and he found some incriminating things even back then. Now, if these dudes were reported this and he would have went to jail, he would have been on a registry, but I guess they didn't report it. Bad friends right there. Look, if you see your friends doing something horrible, hey, it's only right. You see something, you say something. I know people don't want to snitch on their friends, but that is a horrible crime.
Computer and his computer on the network. And he thought that was just weird that there was even a folder there. So that's when he went into it, and that's where he saw a whole bunch of young kid stuff and
why did he put it in
videos and pictures of his girlfriend.
I mean, that's sort of weird.
Because Stephan's an idiot.
I mean, a shared
like
folder on a network.
Yeah, it was literally like connected. It was in the middle of the network, like a portioned off section that Lance had for like when we want to bounce files back and to and fro in the house. It was just like that, something quick and easy. We were all wired together because we're all gamers.
So he had like CSAM material and his girlfriend on there, or child pornography and his girlfriend,
and my buddy, the IT guy's girlfriend, from a hidden camera in their bedroom.
Okay, so he liked to hide cameras in places.
Wow.
Yeah, because he also lived in the house. I don't know if I stated that earlier, but even when I lived there, like we lived together because his dad owned the place, so it was like super cheap rent, and Windermere is an expensive town.
Well, do you have any other like times when you were hanging out with him that you were just sort of like, God, that's weird, or something like that?
I don't know if
you thought about it, but
he was very socially awkward other than that. I
wonder why he didn't ask them if y'all found this on his computer and these young kids, why didn't anybody report him? Because if he would have been reported, he'd be in prison right now and he would have never committed the crimes that he committed. But apparently these people found these things, allegedly, entertainment purposes only people, but didn't report it. I don't know. Maybe this caller's legit. Maybe he's not. I don't know. You have to judge for yourself. If you think he's legit, press 1. If you think he's full of BS, press 2. I just want to see where the chat is with it.
And I know there was a story that I was told when he first moved here by his own mom, and that was him stabbing a dude when he was like 14 years old. So I doubt anyone even knows. This happened in California before his family even moved over here. But he stabbed, I guess, from what I understood, he was walking down the road. He was like 14 years old in California, and some guy had catcalled his girl, and he flicked the guy off. The guy was like a drunk 40-year-old man who proceeded to run across the road and beat the living tar out of him. Well, apparently Stephan at 14 years old was one of those kids who carries knives on him, and he stabbed him and missed his heart by like barely a millimeter.
Wow.
So almost killed him. That was when he was 14, and I know he had a whole bunch of therapy afterwards because apparently the beating kind of messed with his brain or something where he could like fly off the handle really easily. Like he would just get super angry really quick.
Okay, so a lot of you guys in the chat room, I mean, there's a few of you said you don't believe it, but the majority says they believe this call is 100% legit. This was a friend of Stephan Sterns. Okay. If you're just tuning in, there's like almost 1,200 of you here. I don't even think we hit 1,000 likes yet. Look, once we hit 1,000 likes, I won't tell you to like it anymore. Okay. So you can shut Dolly up just by like, and you don't want me homeless living in your couch or being a squatter in your front yard, because what I'm going to do is send myself some mail to your house. And then I'm going to put up a tent and say, hey, you got to evict me, that this is my mailing address. And you're going to have to give me 30 days at least to get off your lawn. And you can avoid all that by just hitting a like on the video, and Dolly won't end up homeless, and I can keep my damn lights on, people. Okay, let's do it.
And I only saw a couple flashes of that during our relationship together, but I mean, that was like, but I will say of that entire family, Dad seemed normal. Mom, on the other hand, is a whole different beast altogether. Like, she raises championship poodles. She's the meanest, rudest, loudest, most racist person I've ever.
Look, somebody in the chat said right here, it said, LOL, Dolly knows real estate law. Hashtag, I mean, laughing face facts. I mean, that is facts. If that is your mailing address, you have to evict me to get me off the property. So don't think I won't move into your front yard with like the Beverly Hillbillies. Don't like my video and watch what happens. Okay, let me go homeless, and you're gonna be like, it's gonna be hard to explain to your husband who this dude is living in the front yard. Be like, I didn't like his video, and now he's homeless. They'd be like, well, tell him to leave. But like, I ain't going out there. You know, it can be avoided. It can be avoided.
And openly racist. I mean, she doesn't hide it. Just obnoxious person I've ever met in my life. Like, my sister used to run a Publix down here, and she was hated by the entire staff. Like, how do you get hated by a bagger? Like, that's hard to do.
I'll make sense.
Like, but everyone knew this lady when she walked through the door. She said she was an ex-Air Force drill sergeant. A Special Forces drill sergeant, no less. I don't know. That could be true. Could be false. Who knows? She was a whole different beast, and like, he was attached to her by the cord. Like, it was really weird. Their relationship was weird. Dad seemed to hate the rest of the family.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dad was like never around really. Dad was
806 in the likes, so it still means 400 of you didn't like my video. Okay, that's a lot of yards to live in right there. That's a lot of yards.
Pop in like on weekends here and there, and he slept in a separate bedroom, and then he would go back to doing real estate stuff and disappear for weeks.
Eli, no information.
So, I mean, that was like,
all right, let me pause this. Let me answer this question real quick. As far as the Eli thing, prayers for that little boy. Okay, 2 Rivers, Wisconsin, went missing, still missing. Police have not recovered him yet. I don't know if that kid has been sold. I know that sounds crazy. Dolly usually don't say that, but there's a lot of evidence that points in that direction in that case. Okay. So maybe tomorrow we'll tap in on that a little bit, and I can dig up whatever new information has came out in it. But I haven't heard any updates that are like super important right this second. I did hear that the mother, okay, is trying to get out on a PR bond. She's trying to have her bond reduced. And you know, in certain states, if you can't afford to pay a bond, they have what they call pretrial and things like that, where you can, you know, so if you can't, they can't keep you in jail just because you're poor. So they have these certain things that can help you get out of jail. And she's just trying to motion the court to get her bond reduced to something she can afford so she can get out of jail, because they haven't charged her with any type of murder of this child or anything like that yet. That was the update on that. Okay. Which this video ain't titled that, but I don't mind giving you the update that I know.
All the time.
Probably wanted to get away from his kid.
I know. That's my impression I always had of him was, oh, he doesn't like the wife and he doesn't like the kid.
He got dealt a bad hand, it sounds like.
Yeah, it seems like. And the other,
you're absolutely right, PJ. Guys, I will be live. Okay, make sure y'all tune in for the Cody Bigsby case Monday morning. His father goes to court. If you ain't familiar with Cody Bigsby, tomorrow I'll be going over Cody Bigsby. Super heartbreaking case. They still haven't found this little boy. They've charged his dad with murder, and I'm going to be live at the court case tomorrow. Monday morning. Monday morning. Make sure you guys tune in. If you haven't sub up, like, I will be live there. Tune in because he's going to have to walk into that court, and he's going to have to walk right by Dolly. And you know what Dolly's going to have to ask him? What has he done with this baby? Because this baby has still not been recovered. So stay tuned for that. That's coming Monday. So make sure y'all come by and at least give it a like, support it, that type of stuff. And I will bring you on more field trips instead of just being in the studio. We showing up at places now. We showing up.
The other son, I want to keep calling him Brett for some reason, but I can't remember his name because he never came around. But I think he was military and lived in North Carolina.
Thank you, dear.
I understand.
Dana.
And I think when he had kids, he made an attempt, like sent them pictures of the family on Christmas kind of thing. And that was like the first thing he had done in like 15 years. So I don't know what happened in that family with that side, but I mean, what makes his son disappear from his family for 15 years by choice?
Yeah. So it sounds kind of like, I mean, this arrest warrant, he has the thing about he has all those photographs on his phone. So it sort of sounds kind of similar.
The interview where he's cracking his knuckles, he used to do that. Like, so, I mean, we were like popular party kids back in high school. At least me and my circle of friends was, and he was a part of that because he was like my friend. And so we got into a lot of fights with other kids and stuff like that. And that was just something.
If you're just tuning in, guys, the person we are listening to is allegedly the best friend of Stephan Sterns, the man that is responsible for the death of Maddy SoDo. And if you're just tuning in, of course, make sure you hit the like button. Let's see if we can get me up to 1,000 likes, and I'll shut my face on that. And you ain't got to hear it for the next hour. Okay. Yeah. Now, a lot of people think this call is credible and that this is a friend of his. He seems to know a lot of information on it. So if you're just tuning in, that is who we are listening to. Okay. I don't think he's been officially charged yet. And they haven't came out and did a recent press conference, which maybe will be tomorrow, I'm thinking, or probably something on their Facebook page. The police these days, they like to promote their Facebook pages. It's the weirdest thing. Even in courts, judges have their own YouTubes. It's like, oh, they know people want to watch it, and they're starting to promote like they're a damn creator or something. It's the weirdest thing. I had a hard time when the president started tweeting. I was like, when did the president start tweeting?
He always did when he had this weird thing about like portraying being the most alpha guy in the room. A lot. What do they say? All bark, no bite. That was kind of him. And he used to do that all the time. He used to drive us nuts because it pissed everyone off, where he would sit there and just start cracking his knuckles non-stop. And it would be so aggravating. That was one of the things we were talking about on Instagram today, because we had a pretty tight circle of friends, and we've all gone our separate ways, had kids, and done all that stuff. And we have an Instagram chat with a lot of us in it.
Somebody said I'm gonna have to buy me a spy pen. PJ has a spy pen. I don't have a spy pen, but I mean, I could use PJ's spy pen if I actually wanted to use it. But no, what we'll do is there'll be cameras. If there's cameras in the court, I'll broadcast it from the studio. And then you'll be able to watch me out there live outside the court, because I just want to say something to him. That's the only reason I'm going, because I did all that searching for his son and I got ate up by mosquitoes. There's no way this man's walking past me and me not saying nothing to him. There's just no way. He's getting called something, and he's getting called something live Monday morning. Okay. So tune in and see what I call this man, because he's free right now. He's out on an ankle monitor, and this man has murdered his son. It ain't nothing worse I hate than a baby killer. Okay. So I will be there at court Monday. And if it's not broadcast, I'll fill you in, play by play outside the courtroom of what I can. And I'll bring you live what I can bring you live. But we will be there for this because I got 10 pints of blood sucked out on me by mosquitoes. And this man owes me something. I can't believe they let him out without knowing where the baby is. I just disgusted by it. Sorry, I keep getting off track, guys.
And obviously he's never been in it, but a lot of us other ones are in it. And we were just all talking today about a whole bunch of stuff. We remember of him back when we were younger and being like, damn, how do we not notice? Like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And what about the part about him? He factory reset his phone. Like we were reading that earlier. It's like, what a dummy.
Okay. The factory reset. And then he told the police that he factory reset his phone. Now we know the police have been using this stuff a lot to celebrate. It tells where the phone's been. It can pull up data and things like that. Files you think you delete. You really can't delete nothing off your phone in the day of the cloud. To delete something, you have to overwrite it, and which your phone won't allow you to overwrite it. So you can really never delete nothing. They can always pull that information off of your phone. And somebody said we need spy pins and things like that. I was in Best Buy last night with PJ, and they have a new pair of Ray-Bans. And I almost liked them. You can sit there and listen to your music on them. They had cameras on the lens sides of the lenses, and you can go live from the sunglasses. Okay, you can put the sunglasses on and see what Dolly sees, and I can go live like that. And PJ was like, you should probably get them. But look, I don't like to spend money I ain't got. I try to save everything just in case, the apocalypse comes. And I was like, nah. She was like, but you would never know that I was videotaping you. You just would never know. They look just like some damn Ray-Bans. And they're cool. They were like $350 though. And I just could not bring myself to buying those $350 glasses. I was just like, they were like $350. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do it. I cannot do it. But they were nice. They were nice. I like to have them, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
The kid's not that dumb. I could tell you that that's a 100% chance. That is a 0 possibility chance with the kid. The kid is really smart when it comes to computers. Like I said, at least when it comes to certain things, he's really smart. We're gamers. And we grew up gaming before, the internet is the way it is. So we used to go in and go into the codes and change all of our settings and do all that kind of. We were really big.
Did you play Doom though? Hey, I played the original Doom with the.
I played Doom on a floppy disk.
Remember we had to play the phone? You had to put the phone and do the 9600 baud, and then got to 1440, and it was like, whoa, yeah, this is incredible.
Okay, we don't care about that.
Yeah,
Get back to the damn about the guy.
Yeah. But so obviously he factory reset.
For that to happen, he did it. Yeah, there was no way. That's a physical impossibility. The second so we had a thing in the chat where I saw the video where he was sitting behind the mom in the interview. And when I saw that live, at least when it was posted by the news channel. And when I saw that, I literally said, oh, he did it. I was like, I can look that kid in the face. So he has tells. He's just a bad liar. Always has been, always will be. Everyone knows and everyone says he's always been he was kind of creepy. All his ex-girlfriends have messaged me the last day or two. And that's a common reoccurring word used to describe him as creepy. So it's just I don't necessarily know exactly the details of what they saw or what kind of things. Who knows?
Thank you.
Did you see that interview with the mother, and he's in the background there, and then he sort of gets up and walks away at one point?
Yeah, so I don't think it's on camera, but
okay, so we're almost to 1,000 likes, guys. If you're just tuning in, hit that like button so I can shut up and I don't have to keep pausing to tell you guys to like it. Save yourself some time. Save me from having to say it. By the end of this video, I won't have no voice from saying hit the like button.
How that started was kind of wild too. The way he grabs the chair and just walks up and slams it down on the floor, and it just kind of plops his feet down one at a time, stomping them into the ground. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Must
be weird just for you in general, right? It's weird. Right?
It's definitely weird for all of us.
Yeah.
all of us, because I mean, like I said, we were party kids, so we hung out with a lot of people. So there's a lot of people that are just girls from all up and down the state have been messaging me, being like, "I'm in tears. This is crazy. I'm throwing up," and I'm just like, "That's, I don't even know really what to say about that." I'm just kind of like, "That's nuts."
Yeah.
I come from a military family, so I've been around some crazy,
Right.
I've been around death and things that happen plenty of times.
I don't
in my
think they're
life,
really
but
throwing up. They just wanted to make you impressed that they were
yeah,
so
exactly.
emotionally
Kind of, yeah,
affected.
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's a lot. I mean, I haven't talked to these people in like 15 years. Half these people are messaging me.
It's like a reunion, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. All of us talking about it and just like the things we remember and kind of being like, maybe we should have thought a little harder about that. Maybe we should have followed up with our buddy when he told me what happened. Maybe I should have followed up because I didn't talk to my buddy
Thank you,
for
Michael.
years afterwards either. I was like, take the money and report him. I was like, what are they going to do? But I'm going to assume they didn't report him, obviously. So but I know his mom paid him off because my buddy was hurting and my buddy got an apartment right after. So I mean,
So you
don't
guys
go from having no money to having
that
money.
he worked at Disneyland. So how long was he there? Do you think he was doing anything there with cameras?
If he was at Disney, it was only for a year as of like September 26th.
That's weird.
Or something like that.
But he obviously
It was
worked
only
there
'cause
for the kids, right? Because there were kids.
That's the weird thing. You got to look at people that just for no reason whatsoever want to work around a bunch of kids, because he did work at Disney at some point. And, this dude was hugging kids. You know how them characters come up to you and they take pictures with your kids. You don't know what that man was doing behind that damn goofy outfit.
Kids there.
I would assume because like so when people told me that he had got a job at Disney, I thought that was really weird. To be honest with you, I just thought that was weird in general because like his dad does real estate and he's worked for his dad forever. Like that's just what he does because he can't do anything else because he's terrible. He wakes up when he feels like it, does whatever work he wants to do. He's just one of those lazy kind of people when it comes to that. Just does whatever he wants.
So he's a YouTuber. Then he's a YouTuber. Let me take that back. I work. PJ does anyway. PJ does all the work.
You're talking about
Floats by life.
But you're talking about him.
And Daddy and Mommy always bailed him out of every issue he ever had. So I mean, they moved to the other side of the state to get away from his charges that he had when he was a kid from stabbing that guy. So they moved literally all the way across the state so no one would know him in that town anymore.
Do you think that's a true story that did you talk to your friend?
I don't know. That was his mom that told me that.
No,
so,
I'm talking about the other
this was
story.
a long time ago.
I'm talking about the other one. The one. Do you think it's a true story that the mom paid off your roommate to not share the stuff?
Yeah.
So
that kid I actually trust a lot.
Yeah.
Me and that kid have been through thick and thin. I mean, like he's
jeez.
Like when someone used to go down with the cops and rat one or the other person out, and that kid just won't rat someone out. He's that kid.
Well, what's weird about it is the mom. That means she was aware that her son has a propensity.
Oh, the mom's definitely aware because I called her son all sorts of those names and called her out on all of it to her face. So I definitely know she knows for sure.
Oh yeah, when made you call him that to their face? Like when was that?
Yeah, he at some point he did work at Disney. He was posting things that he worked at Disney. But of course, there was a statement released by Disney that he didn't work there. But I mean, he may not have worked there at the time that this happened, but he previously worked there not long ago.
With all the land stuff.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess the IT guy. Yeah.
After that.
But with all his stuff.
And how many years ago?
Allegedly.
That was like 12 years ago, probably. 10, 12 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that's quite
I mean, I don't have it marked in the calendar, but it's like 10, 12 years ago.
You didn't write it down? Give me the exact date. I need the time.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm literally judging because I'm like, how long have I been dating this girl? 7 years? Okay, yeah. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm like, it must be like 10 to 12.
Shout out to Greg.
Anything else? Just offhand? Anything that people have been saying in your Instagram that you remember them talking about? Or
Not really, other than like he always went for the youngest girl at the party. I mean, which is kind of crazy. I can't really confirm that honestly because I was young and I wasn't really paying attention to those things, so I don't even know.
But
But
other people notice.
I believe that. Yeah, other people say. I mean, that's a running theme in the chat that we have. So, but other than that, I mean, all of us ended up normal. We're just kind of like, but he was the one kid, so all of us, a few of us had different falling outs at different periods in time. A lot of us stopped hanging out with each other. I went my own way with esports and other things like that, and then they went their ways with kids and wives and all sorts of stuff like that. And Stephan was the only one who was never in any of our chats, any of our Facebook conversations. Like we had a big group of friends, and we all still talk almost on a daily basis, at least with a message or two. Nothing big or anything, but we just chat back and forth on Facebook and stuff. And he's the one guy who's never been in any of those.
954. We're almost to 1,000.
It's like when I stopped being friends with him, everyone stopped being friends with him, and not because they're. It's almost like the only reason he was ever around was because me and him were so close that he was always with me. So
Anthony worked at Disney too. I didn't know that she worked at Disney. That might be a sign. Don't work at Disney. Don't work at Disney.
Than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's a lot. The kid was kind of a whack job growing up.
Did you ever go on like just you and him go do stuff together?
Oh yeah, we did stuff all. I mean, I got pictures on my Facebook of me and him shooting bows and arrows and everything. We partied all the time, and we smoked a lot of weed. Like we did all sorts of stuff. We went hiking. Like we were basically like.
He's like, we were like, we did everything together. Okay, so he was a smoker. Where was the mother? Like, in my best Nancy voice, where was the mother while this was going on is what I want to know. And I think that's what y'all want to know, right? Ain't that what everybody wants to know? That's the question. Where were the parents? In my best Nancy voice. That's what I want to know. Nancy. Where were the parents?
Brothers, we lived together. I mean, we drove the same car, we lived together. We worked both under his dad for like a year or two together. Like we did all sorts of stuff together. I mean, I helped them raise their newest line of poodles and all that. I lived with him in 1, 2, 3, 4 different homes over the years.
Did you ever do so? But after the time where he pulled out the gun, you never lived with him again after that, or?
No, I never even talked to him after that. I deleted him from everything I owned at that point in time and never talked to that kid again.
Nancy would be.
I was at the point in my life where I was kind of like, at that point, I was already done with the partying and stuff. I mean, I was like 24, 25 years old.
Like, I like to hear what the mother has to say now that, she knows. What's her name? Jen? Is it Jen, her mom? I'd like to know what the mom has to say now that she knows these things were happening. I bet she feels horrible. I mean, if she had anything, because a lot of people, my viewers, believe that the mother turned a blind eye to this. I mean, I really don't know. I like to give her the benefit of the doubt, but there's a lot of strange things that she said that makes her really suspect. I'd like to hear what she has to say now that she knows that, this man has done these things, because when we heard from her last, she was just missing. So I know the mother's going to need some time to grieve and all this, unless she already knew, then she don't need no time, because she didn't look very sad. It was, and we're going to watch a little video of his interview, and it is the craziest stuff, but right after this phone call, and this phone call is not far from ending.
I was kind of already done with the partying scene, wasn't going downtown anymore, wasn't getting into trouble anymore. I was kind of a troublemaker growing up, so I was kind of done getting in trouble and changed my life around. I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And so when the gun was drawn on me, I've had guns drawn on me before. And that was kind of the time where I was like, you know what? I feel like this is always my fault for being in the wrong situation. And that's why I moved out. I was like, yeah, I just don't need to be around this.
Probably.
And for the last 12 years or so, it's been pretty accurate. No guns.
Well, there you go.
981.
Smart move.
This is like, it's one of those moments where I could definitely tell you it's been long enough now that I can be like, I should have listened to my mom. She didn't like him. She never liked him. Like,
Yeah, moms.
I should have just listened to my mom.
They have that instinct somehow.
Yeah, it's one of those weird moments where I've heard that line so many times in my life.
Although
and
it sounds like his mom wouldn't have had that instinct.
No, his mom was she was like, it's so hard to describe her because of how vile of a woman that lady is. And this is coming from, I have a person in my family who's extremely racist that I dislike very much so. And even that lady is nowhere near the level of depravity his mom is. Like, she's just a cruel, evil, mean person. And I've just never seen someone who's inherently like that. Like, that's crazy.
If you're just tuning in, guys, we are listening to the phone call of Stephan Sterns' best friend talk about him. Okay. And he describes them as they hung out, they went hiking, they were smoking buddies, that his mama's crazy. But this is allegedly the best friend of Stephan Sterns, the man that is responsible for the death of Maddy SoDo. And we're almost to 1,000. Thank you, guys. We hit 1,000. You guys rock. Absolutely. Now I can shut up about liking the video.
I've seen people who have beliefs and do bad things because of those beliefs, but I've never seen someone who's just like, oh, you're literally just evil. You're just a bad person. And that's her. It's just weird. She's mean to be mean.
You guys rock.
Yeah. Not very. Probably maybe had something to do with I don't know if she created him or his behavior made other people act a certain way. I mean, the dad seemed like
which is highly possible because I was like that growing up. I mean, like, I was a kid that definitely had to be slapped around. You couldn't tell me not to do something because I did it anyway.
Oh Lord.
So, I took a little bit of an aggressive stance from my father, but where I'm at in my life at this point, I kind of understood that I was one of those kids who kind of needed a firm hand every now and then because I just didn't learn otherwise.
Okay. That was the call of the alleged best friend of Stephan Sterns. Now, this dude, he had no previouses. He's an absolute monster, and he ain't gonna be used to the booty joint. Okay, so hopefully, let me see, I'm gonna pull this other video up real quick, and this is his Oscar-winning performance right here. Okay, this is the fakest stuff you could ever see in your life.
All right, the first question is if I can get your first.
This should be a sign, ladies.
Stephan Sterns, Stephan Sterns.
All right, so Stephan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off.
I dropped her off.
Everything looked fine when I drove away.
I drove away.
It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way.
She was asleep because she was dead.
Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks. Love you too.
I don't think she talked back, man. According to the police, she was deceased in the car. Now, don't he just sound so pitiful, right? This is where he reminds you of Chris Watts. Oh, God, poor me. Like, I told her, like, oh, I love you. Like, ain't one tear fell out his eye yet. You know what I'm saying? He has some shit in his beard. Like, what a disgusting, foul human being. He tells the police when he gives up his phone, oh, I just wiped it. I just wiped the phone. He thought he was smart and he was going to get away with it. Oh, they ain't going to find this on my phone. You big dumb. If you would have been a true crime fan, you would know that you can't delete shit off your phone. Okay. You need to crush it, destroy it, and turn it into dust and hope they can't get it out the cloud. But you didn't know that because you ain't a true crime fan. Okay. If you'd have been watching DOLLY, you would have knew. Celebrate will get you every time. It will get you every time. And it got you big ass dumb. That's why criminals ain't smart. They just are not smart. And he videotaped himself commit a crime. You big ass, dumb ass idiot.
What was that?
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't.
She looks like the guy
this
from
isn't normal
Survivor.
behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Uh-huh.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
Because you did it.
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, and but it just keeps coming in waves.
You know, that's my problem with this. Is this woman was feeling sorry for him. She was over there comforting him. Oh, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. When the whole time he is the monster that has hurt this baby. The whole time. Also, guys, I have opened up the phone lines. Okay. So we're talking the Amish killing that took place of the Amish lady in Pennsylvania. Of course, we're talking Maddy SoDo and this weirdo Stephan Sterns. I haven't got to the new serial killer part, but of course in Rhode Island, let me touch on this real fast. So it's in the title, and I don't know how much I'm going to dive into this tonight. But apparently there was a young lady that was walking around Monday or so. I think it was Monday, and she found an arm. Okay, walking through the park, and okay, hold on, let me take this call, and I'll jump back to that story in a minute. Dolly.
Hi.
Hey.
Christine from Boston.
Hey, Christine. How's it going?
Christine Sully.
How's it going?
Good. So I was just thinking if he got her pregnant
Uh-huh.
and didn't want the mom to know,
Yeah.
and he wanted to just do away with her.
I mean,
So he didn't get in trouble and he's still in a relationship with the mother.
yeah. I mean, we'll find that out at autopsy or something like that. It comes back that but we do know he was having,
Relations with her.
relations with her because of the videos that they captured off his phone.
Yeah. And do we know how she died? Like,
That we don't
did anything come up?
not yet, because when the police first initially said it, they said that they had video evidence of her in the car, but they believed she was deceased at the time. So
Yeah.
I believe he carried her to the car. That's how they knew she was dead, because they had that on video of him carrying her to the car.
Yeah.
3 hours after the interview, they had a tip that led them out to the country. Now I don't know where that tip came from, but that led her to her body.
Oh yeah, from the tire. I saw that on Facebook. Somebody posted about the tire, him changing the tire as a cover up.
Yeah. So this man was a monster. He thought he was going to get away with a crime, but the police did a good job. They were right on top of him, seized the phones.
Yep. I had said to my husband, we were sitting down watching you yesterday afternoon, and I'm like, it's over. It's going to be over in like an hour or so. They got him. They're going to find her.
Yeah. I thought he would talk once, they had him dead like that, but he lawyered up fairly quickly, and didn't say nothing. And but at least they recovered her, and they got the same thing. I mean, the outcome really is horrible, but the police really did a good job on their end. Not only in this, but the Audrey Cunningham and Livingston, Texas did a great job too. They had these people off the street like within a day.
Yeah, which is great. They did a good job for sure.
And even in the Elijah View case, they had them off the street fast.
Yep. Yeah, they're doing a good job.
So,
That's for sure. All right. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay, I hope Boston gets Turtle Boy off the street.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, y'all be good.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
All right, peace. So there's a weirdo running the streets of Boston.
Can you tell everybody thank you for the 13 orders and that you're officially out of stickers? So now I'm going to be waiting for you to make stickers.
Okay, so PJ says, thank you guys to everybody that's been ordering. I'm sure y'all could hear it, that I need to make some more stickers, but I'll make the stickers. It ain't a problem.
Okay. I'll just bag them and leave them open so you can just slide a sticker into them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make some stickers
'Cause I
tonight.
have 13 pretty decent size orders, and I already had 16 pending.
Okay, so them stickers are gone?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make some more tonight. It ain't a big deal. I'll do it live later tonight on Dolly Uncensored. Oh, guys, real quick, since I got 1,200 of you here. Oh, maybe not. Okay, look, I need 250 people left on my TikTok, Dolly's True Crime. So when I'm out, I'll be able to go live with you guys. I need to try to do it by Monday because I'm going to be at court, and y'all ain't going to want to miss when I bump into damn Cody Bixby's daddy. Okay, so if you got TikTok, I don't even care if you don't watch me. Go follow me at Dolly's True Crime on TikTok. I only need 250 people. I can go live from there. So when we go out there Monday, we'll be live on YouTube. We'll be live on TikTok. We'll be live on Twitter. We'll be live damn everywhere. Okay. So make sure if you haven't, go over there. It's only some parody videos I got up there of me joking around right now, but soon all my true crime stuff will be there live. So I'll be live when I go live here at night. It'll be live here. It'll be live on TikTok. It's going to be live on Facebook, Twitter, well, X now, and all that stuff.
If I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephan Sterns, StephanSterns.
All right, so Stephan, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car?
It's Dolly's True Crime on TikTok. We're 250 people away. Okay. And this monster right here, like I said, I don't know if he's been officially charged yet. The last time I looked, he wasn't. But this is, the only suspect in the disappearance, in the death of Maddy SoDo.
Car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't as
He waived his right to the first hearing today.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she could be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
Because he killed her. That's why.
I could have waited longer.
The whole thing with the fake tears,
towards the school when I saw her,
fake
it was like
tears
every
all
day. So I
day.
went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, and but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe.
David, send it to my Facebook.
We're just scared. We just want her home.
Okay. So now with that said, let's open the phone lines back up. I want to hear from you people tonight. What do y'all think? Now, monster, we know he's a liar. And the mother, this is the biggest thing about this, is the whole where were the parents why this was going on. Did the mama know what was happening to Maddie? The mother hasn't came out, not that I know of, since she's known what's going on and said anything. Everybody is saying this gives them total Chris Watts vibes. You know what I'm saying? So, and Chris Watts, in this world, Chris Watts, he just wanted to be with somebody else. If he wanted to be with somebody else, he should have just divorced his wife and left. But to kill your family and then go on TV and cry like you miss them, it's insane. It's like all killers do it too. Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. It's Short Legs.
Hey, Short Legs. What's good with you?
Hi. Everything's good. I wanted to say that there was an interview with the mother I think it was right before that one with the father. I mean, the stepfather, or
Yeah,
right after it.
yeah, we've seen the interview with the mother. I'm talking about she hasn't given a recent one since she's known he's the culprit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
we
that's
watched
true.
the
We
other one.
haven't.
We
But
watched the
did
other
you
one last
see?
night.
What I wanted to point out was, did you see how she was shaking?
What, in the interview?
Yes, she was shaking uncontrollably.
I thought she was.
So
I
I
didn't
think
see her
at
drop
that
a tear
point,
though.
I think at that point she finally realized that, Stephan did it.
Now, I don't even think she did, because after they found her, after the police said she was dead, they posted something that she may have been unconscious in the car. So
Yeah, but
I didn't think
didn't
they
you
were
see?
believing it.
Did you see how she was shaking in the previous interview?
No, I didn't see her shaking. I seen her sitting there with dry ass tears off her face.
Okay, so you didn't see the recent one before she found out, but she knew. At that point, she was shaking like a leaf, and she knew.
Oh, I must not have seen that one. Did you send that to me?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I think I did. I think I did. JLR had played it, and I sent it to you, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I ain't gonna play his stuff. So
I don't know what station it was on.
okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Fake
Okay.
shake in certain questions. Yeah, because I mean everything I've seen from both of these people seems really staged, seems really fake to me. Like none of it seems real, none of it seems legit. Like I don't see no real tears, not from neither one of them. What do you think? Do you think the mother knew, Short Legs?
No, I don't think she knew.
You don't think she knew?
I think when she had a realization that it could be possible, she was shaking like a leaf because he was still with her.
I don't know. I don't know if that's what she maybe it no, because why all the we stuff? We did this, we did that, we did this, and then she didn't do none of it. He did.
Well, she's just talking off the top of her head, and she's used to saying we
Where she got a mouse in her pocket?
instead of saying he.
I mean,
But he said I dropped her off. He didn't say we.
oh, I mean, he didn't, but she did. She kept referring to we this, we that.
Yeah, because she's used to saying we
I
because they
agree
did
with
everything
Meg in the
together.
chat. It says rehearsed story. I think so too. That is rehearsed. Let me pull this up and let me see if there's
I don't think so. I think that she thought maybe her daughter went to a friend's house or something. I don't think she was that concerned at the first
well, she waited till
interview, but the second interview she was shaking very badly.
yeah, I mean, and the thing about this is it seemed like they came up with a story and they telling it to me is what it sounds like. It just seems super, super fake to me. Hey, but Short Legs, I appreciate you calling.
Okay.
You have a good one.
You too. Peace out.
All right, peace. Yeah, I don't buy it, guys. I think the mom may have knew something. I hate to say that, but I just do. Let me see if there's anything super recent that's out that we may need to take a look at. All right, let's jump into this right here. Right after this damn.
Told Maddy SoDo's body was found near there in a remote area. Fox 35 Stephanie Buffamonte joins us
80.
live. And Stephanie,
Thank God the
can you tell us
monster
about
got
this
caught.
heartbreaking
Thanks for bringing fresh daily Dolly and
Yeah,
PJ.
truly
He was
heartbreaking.
shaking
We're learning that
uncontrollably.
Madeline Soto's body was found right near.
Somebody send me the video of her shaking. Hold on, we got a call coming in. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Lisa from Texas.
Hey, Lisa. How's it going?
Oh, doing fine. Hey, I was just calling in on the conversation with Maddie's parents, that you were showing on the interview.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I believe the mom knew something. I don't know. I just get that feeling.
Yeah, I was getting that feeling too because of how her story was and how she was wiping dry tears. Like,
Yes.
if my daughter was
Yes.
missing and she's grown, I'd be crying real tears right now, and I'm a man.
Oh my gosh, my daughter was missing in the store one time for like 2 seconds, and I was like a mad woman.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand they're doing the interview and they're wanting to get their daughter's story out there, but I don't know. There's just something about that mother that just seems off. And of course, I knew he was lying from the get go. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fake tears, and there was no tears, and him, and also,
And while he seemed so overtly concerned about a child that wasn't his, it's one of the
that wasn't his.
Yeah, is a tell to me. He should have been confident in her and not her comforting him. It seemed really strange.
Yeah, and we don't know behind closed doors who was covering who, And what I thought was strange, okay, so Maddie's birthday was on Thursday. She turned 13, and then they had the party on Sunday. The mother didn't even go to the birthday party.
Yeah, some people say because she works nights and she was sleeping, but she came back and showed her what she got for her birthday.
Yeah, but a 13 is, you're turning a teenager. That's a big birthday. I've got 2 girls.
Yeah.
So, 13's a big birthday. You'd wake up to go to the birthday party. I'm sorry. But, maybe not. I don't know. But
I mean, a Karen parent would probably get up to go to the birthday party.
Exactly.
And Darkzilla says she wasn't shaking. She was bouncing her leg because she was nervous because she was lying. It's the same interview you already showed. Okay, Darkzilla.
Yeah, I believe that too, because I know Shortleg said that, she was shaking and maybe that's what Shortleg saw, but I saw it as a nervous mother not telling the story right is exactly what I thought. But,
yeah. I thought something similar too. I was just like, it feels a little like dry. That's why I started thinking she could be on the spectrum a little bit because she lacked a little bit of emotion.
Exactly. And you know what? It was really strange that she was so adamant about explaining her daughter had ADHD. She was on the spectrum. She wasn't on the spectrum, blah, blah, blah. It was, it was just kind of oversharing that part. I don't think that really had anything to do with the story of why her daughter was missing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't think so either. Well, we know why her daughter was missing now. I mean, it ain't even their fault. Now we do because she let a monster in the house, and there was just really no way for her to know, coming into this. But should she have seen signs? And I think she would have if she talked to her daughter.
Exactly. And I don't, it may just be a rumor mill, but I heard somebody say that I don't know if it was in a chat or if it was on a channel, but that her daughter had told her that, and she didn't believe her. Now I don't know.
And if that's the case, now if that's the case, imagine how horrible she's feeling right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I won't keep you because I know you got a million people calling you, but I still think they need to do more investigation on this mother. What did she know? How long she knew? If she knew anything? I think it really do. They, if they get both of them in there, I mean, he's already in there, of course.
Yeah.
Locked up. But start questioning both of them, and somebody's going to break.
Yeah, I believe so too. But I think if you grab the mom, she's going to lawyer up too,
She's going to lawyer up too. Yeah.
Not say nothing. So at least right now she's cooperating with authorities. That might be why they're not locking her up.
And I tell you what, that guy that was interviewing the dad, I tell you what, when not the dad, excuse me, the boyfriend, when interviewing him, he was very good at interviewing. I almost thought it was a private investigator interviewing him because he made them spell their names out. And then he, was asking questions like, why are you so emotional and this and that? And sometimes the guy, Stephan would say no, but he'd shake his head yes.
And that guy probably was thinking to himself, this dude's done it. When the news asked you questions, they already got it in their mind. They think you're a suspect or not. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And sometimes, I've learned this and asking people questions. Sometimes I'll ask people questions that I 100% know the answer to just to see if they'll lie.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's something about when they look at you and then they look to the right and they look up in the air.
Yeah,
You
I've
know, it's
seen that
something
so
about
many
that.
on the behavior panel things of people that
Yes.
when they lie for some reason. I've even tried to lie and look at myself doing it to see if I could catch it, you know? And but yeah, there's a lot of that. They look away up into the thing. I don't catch myself doing it because I'm thinking of it while I'm doing it. You know, it might be just like a thing unconscious thing you do, you know, like it
Exactly.
just naturally
Exactly.
does it.
Yeah, like when you say no and your head's shaking yes, you know, that's a tale too. But anyway, I won't keep you. I just
Okay.
wanted to tell you my 2 cents.
All
You know,
right.
spend it wisely.
All right, you
And you're
be
doing
good.
great.
All right, thank you.
Until PJ, I said hello.
I will.
Okay.
She can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, peace.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Yeah, there's signs, you know, when people are lying and being deceptive. It's not 100, but I think gives you good. Some people you can really tell. Dolly,
Hey, Dolly.
hey.
Chief from West representing.
Okay, who from where?
It's Jeanette from State Farm.
Jeanette from
Where's
State
the
Farm.
baby?
Okay.
Where's the baby?
Where's the baby?
Where's the baby?
Where's the
You know,
parents? It's probably one of these tot
where's
moms.
the parent?
One of these
You know
tot
what I'm
moms are
talking about.
responsible.
You know it. I'm still saying there's something not right with the mom. You had a caller that called in about another interview. I actually caught that interview. I can't tell you. It was like on one of the news sites. I don't know if it's Orlando or what. And she's shaking her leg, but she immediately stops. Hopefully you can find that. She stops, and it sounds like there's another kid in the house. And she stops and aggravated. She even says sorry. And then she starts shaking her leg again. And I'm just like, no tears again. Like I said, I still think that maybe that child said, hey, you know, she's being whatever by this guy. I mean, there's proof of it. I'm traumatized because I actually read that affidavit. It's
Yeah, when I
disgusting.
seen the affidavit of the stuff they were accusing them, I was like, well, I can't even. I told PJ, I was like, I can't even say this on the show. Like, and I watched a news reporter.
I do not want to know what this man's MJ looks like. I really don't.
Yeah,
You know, and I was nursing for 23 years. I'm like going, and I'm embarrassed. I'm blushing because of what I'm like. Oh my God.
Well, they went full Michael Jackson. They described his junk and everything, the color of it, marks on it, and everything. So I told PJ, I was like, I can't say this on my so we read it and tried to, you know, nicen up the words in it a little bit. But if you just read it like it read, like I watched the news reporter, she said, look, I can't even repeat this shit on the news.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
It actually,
say it.
I hate to say it, but it was shown on a different channel. And I read it and I was just like, that's something you can't unsee.
Yeah.
It's like that guy, and that was just from a certain date. That was just from 22 to 23. Who knows what's been on? Like I said, you don't wait until you're 37 to start doing this kind of stuff or, you know, looking at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's
this
been
guy
doing this for a
and working at,
while.
you know, and it sounds like listening, you know, I was listening to this ex-friend of this guy, and it sounds like he's had mom and dad bail him out. So how many times did they like swept stuff under the carpet? You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
Well, they can't bail him
You
out on
know,
this one. They ain't no getting away with murdering people and things like that. He going to prison forever with this.
oh yeah, we've seen other cases where it's like, oh, this person either has money or the right connections, you know, gets
And-
kind of pushed
And
under.
if he's
Let's
been
not.
doing this for a long time, why did he pick just now to, like, some people would think she may have been pregnant or she was about to tell on him or, you know, I don't know,
Well,
you know, or he just,
something
the day
I
was
think
the day, you know?
truly, what goes through my mind is that woman did not spend the birthday with the child
Yeah,
and the
I
family.
know. I
So don't
know.
say we again, a turd in the pocket. Do not say we. She was not there opening the gifts. She said finally that she was working. So, you know, did she actually see her child go to bed that night? I don't believe it.
I don't
So
think,
he could have actually taken her to the birthday party. I want to see proof. I want to know where's the grandparents.
Yeah,
Where's this cousin or this, you know, aunt that was on the news once. Who's seen that child eating birthday cake? And then, you know, did he drive her home? Maybe he did something through there and said, hey, you know, Jen, whatever the mom's name is, oh, she went to sleep early. And then I'll take her, she stayed up so late because of the birthday. I'll take her to school. And then the mom's like, whatever.
She died that night. She didn't die that morning.
Yeah, who knows? It sounds like if there's video showing it, I don't know. I think there must have been maybe, he was already doing stuff. So I don't know what would have brought on right at that Sunday. And I don't get why I've had birthday parties where I've had to work around my work schedule. If I was going to have a huge birthday party, I would take that day off to celebrate. Her birthday was on Thursday. There was a big party on Sunday. So why didn't you take that day off?
13 and 16 is like the big birthdays for a kid.
I'm like, why didn't she take the day off? And I still keep thinking about it. I'm like, if she was blind to it and wanted to just keep a man, you paid the ultimate price. And, that's what I say. You got to keep your mind open. Women, keep your eyes open. Who is around your child? And it's not just men. There's females out there.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, look. Hey, I appreciate you calling in.
Hey, all right, Dolly. You take care.
All right, you be good.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, we're going to try to keep the calls down to 5 minutes tonight. I got an actual timer, too. I found it today. I bought it a long time ago when I was doing a lot of call-in shows. So that way, because sometimes I'll get to talking or people will get to talking. Next thing you know, we'll be talking for 45 minutes. You'll hear the same person. So if you call in and I'm like, I kind of get you off the phone at the 5-minute mark, you can always call back in a little while. Just don't, give people a chance to call in so everybody gets a chance. Dolly.
Hello there, Dolly. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Who's this? Where you calling from?
This is Wanda, and I'm calling from Tennessee.
What up, Wanda?
Chesapeake.
You know it.
Chesapeake.
What's good with you, Wanda?
All right. I just wanted to call in. I'm getting tired of all these, kids missing. You got the parents doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
It's getting ridiculous nowadays.
You got any kids?
I do. I have a son.
Do you do?
And there's no way I let anything like that. I wouldn't even think about harming my son.
Yeah. What if somebody have you ever been in a relation? Are you still with your baby daddy?
No, but I don't try to. I try to put myself in not those type of predicaments where I'm messing with a nutso.
Yeah. So do you try to check, do little background checks or vet the people before you have them around your son?
I have not. We grew up in the 90s, we didn't have that sicko type stuff,
Yeah, I don't remember.
But nowadays you have to check people,
Yeah.
just to, make sure it's what it is.
Yeah, 'cause there's some fucking weirdos. There's definitely some weird individuals out there. So yeah, you definitely,
Yes. I appreciate you being on and representing that Chesapeake.
Yeah, somebody got to do it from around here. Somebody got to represent the Chesapeake.
Right.
Look,
you have a good day.
You too.
Good night. Keep reporting. I just want to call in. All right.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
She knew the area code. She was like, she knew the city and everything. She's like, look, or how the hell she know where I'm at? You ain't in my bushes, are you, Wanda? She knew the city. She was like, she's naming, oh, you don't get me killed. People be showing up at the studio. We can't have that. Dolly. Hello.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, what's going on? You got to turn me down in the background.
Good. Hey, this is Chuck in Las Vegas, man.
What's up?
I think I have this whole thing kind of broken open, man. I've been following this whole thing since day one.
Okay.
Yeah, you could tell from the get that they were kind of guilty, especially through that first interview. Mom was the real nervous one. And that guy, he was real shady.
Definitely shady, but hey, man, you got to. There's only an echo, like something's playing behind you.
Is that better?
Yeah. Now I can't hear it. I appreciate that. And if you call in, you got to turn me down in the background because if not, it just runs through my headphones like a loop.
Sorry.
Oh, you good? So, you think the mom knew that this was going on with this little girl?
Yeah, throughout the whole, like, everyone talking through the room, or like the other lady said, there was something about the little girl telling her friends, like through the social media or something, that there was something wrong. Her mom wanted to ignore it, like nothing was going on. Like if that was the case, her mom should have went there day one, went to the law, saved her little baby.
Definitely, like, and but there's a lot of horror stories of mothers turning a blind eye to stuff like this because they're in love with the person, or I mean, that lady didn't look like she was battered, but he did look like an intimidating guy, how he was sitting behind her while she was giving that interview. But she don't look like she's been smacked around, or she looked well kept, is what I'm saying. She didn't look disheveled or anything.
Well, just like he was doing for the cameras, he felt like he could fool everybody. He's probably, fooling her. What he probably did was just like this. He went and said something about, oh, the little girl forgot her cell phone or wanted something. I'm going to go get it for her or something and go get it for her. And that's when he told the little girl, because they said something about her being at the church or something, acting like she was waiting for somebody.
And how did
he was
she
like,
know?
Hey, wait here.
How did she know the laptop was turned off? That she said the laptop didn't ping. The laptop was turned off. How did she know that? Like that was suspicious as shit to me. I was like, okay. She said we. She said the laptop was turned off. And the whole leaving the cell phone was awful convenient. Okay, for a teenage girl that is 13 years old to leave their cell phone all the time sounds like a lie.
No doubt.
So there's a lot of inconsistencies in her statements. But hey, look, I appreciate you calling.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, peace. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to play this video for you so we can get this update real fast.
The body of 13-year-old Maddy SoDo has been found. The Orange County Sheriff's Office just confirmed that news.
Sky Fox is flying over a wooded area along Old Hickory Tree Road. We're told Maddie SoDo's body was found near there in a remote area. Fox 35 Stephanie Buffamonte joins us live. And Stephanie, what can you tell us about this heartbreaking development?
Yeah, truly heartbreaking. We are learning that Madeline SoDo's body was found right near where I am standing on Hickory Tree Road. And they found her body around 4:30 this afternoon, according to the sheriff's office, in a very wooded area. And a source tells Fox 35 that it takes a couple of miles to get to where her body was found by foot. I want to just show you what it looks like over here right now. You can see we're blocked off at this intersection. A sheriff's office deputy blocking off the area where they say that they found Madeline SoDo's body. And now this is Sky Fox video of teams out here searching this area. And this, of course, comes after the Orange County Sheriff John Mina said that he was confident that Maddie was dead and that they were working to find her body. That was the latest we had heard from earlier this afternoon. And now we are getting this heartbreaking update that her body was found. I want to show you a picture of this car. This is Stephan Sterns' car, who was Maddie's mom's boyfriend. He was the suspect in her homicide case. He was last seen driving a silver Lincoln and in this area of Old Hickory Tree Road and Nolte Road. And now, of course, we are learning that her body was found in a wooded area. We are, of course, are going to try to find out any more information about this case, and we will bring it to you live. For now, reporting live, Stephanie Buffamonte, Fox 35, where they say that they found Madeline SoDo's body. And now this is Sky Fox video of teams out here searching.
Okay, so the phone lines are back open. Call-in numbers on the screen. There is another video that I want to play for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, this is the one people were talking about. And she's
So the first question is if I can have your
Dolly.
first, your last name and spell them both out for me.
Hey, Dolly, this is Diana.
Hey, Diana, how's it going?
Going pretty good. Yeah, just watching this about little Maddie who just turned 13. My opinion, that guy looks creepy as hell from the get.
I didn't
He looks
think he
like a
looked that
pedophile.
creepy. I honestly didn't get that vibe from him, and I'm usually pretty good about, I just looked at him. He looked like a normal dude to me. He looked well kept. When I heard he had no priors, that made me give the mother a benefit of the doubt that maybe she did try to look up this guy, but there's nothing on him, so she thought he was okay.
If you look at him, he's got those pretty eyes. He's got those eyeliner looking eyes, like he's wearing eyeliner. And I could see him being the kind of kid who grandma and grandpa and everybody said, "Oh, you have such beautiful eyes." The simple fact that he's driving that Lincoln, that's grandma or grandpa or mom or dad.
Then get from that car, yeah. They
handed down to him. It's probably got 20,000 miles on it.
I'm getting it to that Lincoln age now. I was looking at a Lincoln the other day when we were walking out, me and PJ, and I was like, Lincolns, they do drive so nice.
They're nice cars. If you can get one for 20,000 miles, but you got to know somebody's old grandma or grandpa that never leaves the house.
Yeah, it's an older person's car for sure, but they're nice.
Yeah.
They ride smooth as hell. So when you got a bad back, it ain't all bumpy.
They are nice, but does he look like the kind of guy that, do we know what he did for a job?
I think he's an IT guy or something. I don't know exactly. Oh, he worked at Disney at some point as a damn goofy.
Oh, that's right.
Which is weird because you think, hey,
that's
man,
creepy.
you're in a position where you work with kids, and now you done murdered.
Well, he's got those eyes. Yeah, he's a predator. I don't know about the mom yet. She looks a little goofy, but I could see,
I think he seems a little slow. I ain't talking about slow book smart, but just a little slow.
Right. And I could see him grooming this little girl for years. And listen, I just made 80 cupcakes for my granddaughter's 13th birthday tomorrow. I could see him hanging around. She's an only child, and schmoozing up to mom and waiting for her to become a woman at 13. That's how predators think. And maybe
you think he waited for her. I don't think no, because the videos that he had on his phone, they charged him with capital because she was under the age of 12 when he was doing it. So he didn't wait for her to turn 13.
That was her on the video.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, and he was doing horrible things with her a year before that.
Oh my
God. So he was doing this when she was 12 and probably younger than that because, this woman had been dating this man for several years before, so and he probably been grooming this kid for a long time.
Then mom had to know.
I hate to point the
to.
finger, but it seems like some of these signs would be hard for her to miss, but I don't know the circumstances of the house. So I've been trying to give the mom, that 50-50 respect. Like, damn,
me too.
You effed up. But maybe there's 50% of you that didn't. Dolly, Disney came out and said he never worked there. They want no part of
really?
it, dude. Yeah, well, I don't know if he was like, he worked at a job place where he filled in as Goofy, but everybody says he was Goofy at Disney World. I don't know. If I was Disney, I would say he didn't work there too. And thank you, Joneson. It's good to see you. I hope your channel's doing good. Joneson's cool if y'all haven't checked out her channel.
Yeah.
Lori Short Legs, thank you for your super sticker. That's awesome of you. Hey, and I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
All
right. You have a good one.
You be good.
Talk to you later.
All right, peace.
Peace out.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, it's Goldie here. How you doing?
What's up, Goldie?
Not much. A couple of things. When the reporter asked her in the first interview, not the one where she was shaking, the other one, she asked her, about her friends and, anything that's been going on in her life. And she was like, yeah, I talked to her friends and something like that. And then she, I don't know if she slipped or I don't think she would know how to do it, but she said, yeah, I went in her phone and I read her deleted messages.
I seen that.
I'm like, you did not go in there and read the deleted message. I just don't know. I don't think you did. I'm not saying people couldn't know how to do it. If you don't delete your messages, you can just pull them right back through. But I just found it strange that was on her mind, saying that the deleted part. That bothered me.
Yeah, and she went through her messages. She had access to her stuff. There was a lot of weird things. Like, what 13-year-old girl leaves their phone home all the time?
No,
That
no,
don't
absolutely
happen.
not.
That just does not
And
happen.
right, but just the fact that she said deleted messages. I looked into her deleted ones. Kind of like she wanted to sound very thorough.
Yeah.
But because I didn't think she knew she wasn't thorough. Also, when he said, when his stupid interview came on and he was, talking about dropping off at the church, whatever.
Oh, his shit was
he
the
actually
fakest stuff. I couldn't. That was the fakest acting I've ever seen in my life.
sickening. But he said that was the last time we saw her. I was almost thinking he was going to say we saw her alive, but he said that was the last time we saw her. He said that. Because I rewound it and listened to it like 3 times.
Yeah, there's a
So
lot
he
of
says,
we with them.
yeah, a lot of we. And then I'm curious of what what her job is. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
know that
I don't
anybody
know.
found out what her
I don't
job
know.
is.
I heard she works nights. That's all I've heard. I don't quite know what she does. I just heard
She was
looks.
not at her birthday party.
Nope.
She said I had to work. I'm sorry, it wasn't even on her birthday. If you scheduled it that day, reschedule it to be at your child's birthday. I just don't get it. And then the only other thing real quick before I let you go is that I realized that, well, not realized, I think it was pretty obvious, he didn't console her, but she immediately consoled him.
Yeah. And where's
kind of like
here in my best Nancy voice? Where's the baby's daddy? Where's the baby's daddy? Why ain't we heard nothing about that man?
absolutely nothing. I have no idea. Yeah. And the whole spectrum thing, I'm so tired of people using things for excuses that, you know what I mean? Oh, she's in the middle, so I just don't know. We have 2 doctors, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I mean, figure it out. I just, not you figure it out, meaning her, figure out if she's on the spectrum.
I think she's a little bit on the spectrum because she's like, if she's innocent, completely innocent, she lacks emotion.
Yeah.
And to me,
For him,
that'll put you on the spectrum.
she was jealous, and now she's happy to have him to herself, and she's like over there saying, oh, it's just us now, you know what I mean? Kind of showing him this love and support when, I don't know, she has to know something. I hate to be judgmental, but something's off,
Yeah, yeah. If anything, she should be being showed attention, not him. But I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, will always come out, Dolly. Peace to you.
All right, peace.
All right, take care.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, Candy from Tennessee.
What's up, Candy?
Hey, I was just wondering, do we know if the rumors are true that the child was pregnant?
No. I don't know if that's true. I mean, people in the, have been like saying that to me, calling him like, well, what if she was pregnant and that's why he killed her? Because, I don't know. I think autopsy time, when that comes out, they'll find out if she was, that'd be a reason why. That'd be hard to hide,
Yeah. Can you read the affidavit? I've not read it yet. And, somebody sent me a link, but it's so tiny I can't see the writing.
Yeah, I don't have my glasses on me, and it's horrible. I didn't even want to read it on my channel. It was that bad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it describes his man parts and where he put his man parts, and it's,
oh, well, I don't need to read that then. Oh,
yeah,
God, no.
it's
I've had
short.
nightmares.
It's short and very graphic. And that the police do say that his private parts match the private parts of the video that they abstracted from his phone. So they're saying that it is him in the video. And
I hope he gets the death penalty. I really hope he gets the death penalty.
yeah, and I'm assuming that's why when he walked out in the tie back is because they took all his clothes, stripped him naked, and took pictures of him, just like they did Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
So.
Wow, man. Thanks for all you do for these missing people.
Yeah.
And keeping their names out there. Appreciate it, Dolly.
You be good.
Peace out, brother.
You too. Peace. Yeah, this, so the affidavit is really bad. That's why we didn't try to go over it too much, because YouTube has rules about certain things. It's so graphic. Dolly. What up, Map?
What up?
What's good with you?
Just making a fire in the fireplace. It's rainy and thunderstormy over here.
Oh, okay.
Got big blizzards up in Lake Tahoe area.
Why? You hear about this man killing the Amish lady? We got this Maddy SoDo, and
That happened.
and what is
Go
it? I
ahead.
think we got that serial killer, that dude that's chopping up people in the parks in Rhode Island.
I haven't heard about the. I heard about the Amish lady, but I haven't heard about the serial killer.
Well,
but I wanted to talk about this dude, Maddie.
Okay,
That's the case.
let's do it.
Let's do it. Something happened, right? Something had to set this off.
Yeah.
Some people are saying it pregnant. I don't know. I think she flipped out and said, "I've freaking had enough." You know.
Yeah, she was
And
getting older and she stood up for herself. I mean, Long Island, not Rhode Island. My bad. I said Rhode Island. I knew it was one of the damn islands. But thank you, Alan.
I think she got pissed off and finally said, "You know what? I'm done with this shit." And he had to do something about it. And he did something about it. And he's an idiot, you know, accidentally, but reset my phone by accident.
I mean, that was a dead giveaway right there. If that wasn't
Yeah.
telling the police something, like, oh, I just accidentally reset my phone. Who accidentally resets their phone? You got to purposely find it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to do it.
I don't either. I don't know how to reset my phone.
That's what I'm saying. That's some criminal shit. You got to look it up how to do it.
Yeah.
Or you got to be
So
a
this
IT
dude,
guy.
you know, like you, looking at the dude, he's smooth because he doesn't have the look.
I thought
You know
not
what I'm
either,
saying?
but the women are saying he looks crazy. But to a dude, he just looks like any other normal dude to me.
And he looks like a good,
he looks well kept.
Well, you look at the mom, you look at him, and he's a really good-looking dude. And she, you know, she's not, you know, Miss America.
Did you just say that man was good? All right, you just lost some man points there, Mab. You on the spectrum now, and I ain't gonna name what spectrum you on. I'm telling Miss Mab when I get a chance. Ugly as you are, you lucky Miss Mab looks at you.
Oh, Miss Mab's my angel, man. I was just
You
telling
got
her
lucky there, boy. Did you get lucky? Every
Oh,
dog
my
has
God.
their day, boy. Thank God for that, Mab. You be in
God
trouble
sent
if not.
God sent me an angel.
Yeah. Good teeth and bad eyes.
A bad face, numb face.
Man, I'm just playing with you, Mab. I'm just picking.
I got a TENS device now. I had to stick electrodes on my face. I'm like shocking myself,
Oh Lord.
trying to get the nerves to, you know.
So do you
something.
think the mom knew, Mab? That's the big question. Did the mom know?
I think the mom might have seen some signs, but she really didn't want to lose that dude.
Uh-huh.
And so she ignored him. But I don't think that she came straight out and told mom exactly what was going on, and mom just didn't do anything about it. If that's the case, she's going to jail.
Okay.
I mean, the interview is sus. I haven't hit 5 minutes yet. Come on, man.
I didn't say all right, bye. I just said all right.
All right.
You get 4 minutes if you want to get technical. You at the 4-minute mark. So you better pick it up.
But the mom's interview, you know, look, the lack of emotion got my attention.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that too. She had none.
And the first one with all the shaking, that was weird. And then there was definitely something going on in the background, another kid screaming or doing something. But yeah, that, you know, the mom, I'm 50-50, just like you and her. I can't make a determination yet.
Well, she is shaky, but she's like a tap my foot shaky, not like a I'm shaking like she wasn't shaking like that when she was sitting at the table.
She wasn't shaking like she was scared. She was just nervous, shaking her foot and making her whole leg shake.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming up on 5, I guess.
All right, Mab, you be good.
You be good, bro. Peace.
All right, delete, peace. And thank you. If you just got a membership from the Hatters Madness, make sure you thank them because them memberships ain't free. And thank you for gifting that. The Hatters Madness. That is super awesome of you. Okay, now she don't look super nervous to me. I mean, she looks like she's shaking her foot.
That morning around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning, she went missing.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you. I've been watching you for like over a year and stuff now. I don't really call in or much like that, but
Okay.
I was listening to some people, on this one we're talking about, and I think that dude, he reminds me every time I see him, Charlie Manson. He reminds me of him every time I see him.
Is it the beard that gives you the chance?
No, his eyes. Because they showed different pictures and everything. And one they showed, they was like, wired out like, and I said, oh my gosh, he reminds me of Charlie Manson.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the beard a little bit, but when I looked at his eyes, he didn't. I don't know. I didn't get a weirdo vibe from when we seen Stephen McDougal, the guy that happened last week, Audrey Cunningham. You looked at him, you knew he was a weirdo instantly. But when I seen this dude, if he was walking down the street, I wouldn't think, crazy killer or nothing. I mean, so I guess my judge of killers is a little off, but it's always the people you don't expect, that they
exactly.
Like Ed Bundy.
I raised my 2 kids, and I got divorced, but I raised them. But anytime I date someone, I wasn't never like they'd come by or something and was going to go to the store like later after they'd been there a while for whatever reason, snacks or whatever. And they'd say, y'all want to ride with me? And I said, no, they could stay here with me, because I was real protective because, I was a child that was molested.
Oh.
So I always said if I ever, grew up and I had children, I was going to be so protective. I wouldn't let them stay all night, with people or anything. I let their friends come stay all night with them, but I wouldn't let my kids like that out my sight.
I mean, when I was a kid, I grew up in Columbus, Georgia. I would wander off into the woods and go off for miles. Nobody ever killed me. Never died. I made it through it all.
Yeah, but we didn't have all that.
That's what I'm saying.
But not like now,
There weren't as many weirdos back in the day. There's a lot of weirdos now.
Yeah, there is, but it's sad. Nevertheless, I watched Audrey's funeral somewhat today. I got too emotional, so I couldn't finish it, and stuff. Just out of respect, and everything. But this mom, I don't care if anybody would tell me, you stay here and wait. I would go be looking, because I'd write a note.
One thing about this mom, Audrey Cunningham's grandmother and her dad, they need to be charged. That's what I truly believe.
And the dad.
Yeah.
But, nevertheless.
Columbus, Georgia's hood now is what somebody said in the chat room. I bet it is. It wasn't hood when I was a kid.
I'll in real quick, and I wanted to thank you for all you always do, for the children and everything, and how you travel. And I think you're just awesome, on what you do.
Awesome. I appreciate it. You be good.
And you have a wonderful evening, and peace out.
All right. Peace. Okay, it's good to hear from all you guys tonight. Now, I am going to play a little bit of this, and I'm going to close the phone lines for now because, one, Dolly is starving, and me and PJ got to go to dinner. But I am going to play some of this right here before I go with you guys,
close to the school
because I don't think she seemed nervous.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
And Candy gifted 1 membership. Thank you. PJ wanted me to thank you guys for everybody who has placed an order at buydollysoap.com tonight. She said you guys are unbelievable. So I don't know what y'all bought, but apparently y'all bought a bunch of stuff from the store tonight. So big virtual hugs to everybody that's supporting, that's been liking the videos, that have been sharing, has been stopping by and calling in. You guys are the best. I tell people all the time, I was like, I got the best viewers in the damn world. I don't know about these other YouTube channels. I was like, but the people that come by my channel absolutely rock. Does she have another kid? That should be it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, she does. I didn't know she had another kid. Holy shit. Is that kid okay? That's a parrot? Yeah. Okay, it's a parrot. Okay, well, they count as kids. All right, a parrot. I bet you that parrot could tell you what the hell is going on. If I was a detective, you know me, guys. Y'all have seen me follow every case. I always talk to animals, like Ace Ventura. I'm your modern day Ace Ventura. Goofy and talk to animals. I'm a certified pet whisperer. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but I talk to pets, turtles. Okay, that's why we the turtle gang. I talk to horses, donkeys, zebras, you name it. I can communicate with them. Okay, just like Ace Ventura. I didn't know that was a parrot, though. I was like, she got a kid. What the hell is going on in the background? But the first thing Dolly would do is like go in that house. I'd be like, yo, parrot, what'd you see? Okay, let me know the scoop. And that parrot's probably going to let you know right off the rip what happened. All right. Be like, yo, just let me know. I'll give you all the crackers you want, all the crackers you can eat today. Just let me know. Let me know what happened.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
See, she's still saying we this, we that. Like she has a mouse in her pocket. And she don't seem nervous. She don't seem sad. Well, look, y'all can see my cursor on her eyeballs. There ain't one damn tear in her eye. She's wearing glasses. If there was, it would magnify that tear and it would melt through her cheek because I think she's full of crap. I think she may know. Just my opinion, allegedly for entertainment purposes only.
I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You can share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whatever you feel comfortable sharing that we put the
Okay, now I have to say right there, she does seem a little nervous. Right there. She does seem that seems to be a little bit. She don't seem to be upset and sad. But what did the parrot say? The parrot said, "Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, Dolly Vision." And I was like, "Shit!" The parrot watches. That is a cool parrot. Okay, the parrot clearly. You look. You can go back, rewind it, slow it down. The parrot clearly says, "Like, comment, subscribe, Dolly Vision."
The awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave.
Crazy nurse, thank you.
Just saw her walk away.
Thank you for getting the membership. You guys absolutely rock.
Heading towards the school, but she never made it.
So she's kind of just repeating what Stephan Sterns told her. You know, I took her there, I dropped her off, she walked towards the school. So he's came home, he's told her this. And she might be one of them women that just believe everything he says. Okay. Like, oh, he ain't lying. He's such a good guy. He may have treated her like gold while he was grooming her daughter.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principal's called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything.
Shout out all my people in Australia. Real quick, we ain't done this in a while. We haven't done this in a while. Real quick, I want you to like the video. And then after you like the video, I want you in the chat room to shout out where you're watching my my ugly face from. It's time to represent your city, your town, your hood. But like the video first, and then in the chat room, let me know where you're watching from. Okay. I want to see where we're at. Where are my turtles? I see Boston. I see Florida already. I see California. I see Virginia. More Cali, Tennessee, more Florida, Ohio, Tennessee, Massachusetts, Arkansas. Okay, we're all over the globe. Georgia, 757, Virginia, New Jersey, Central New York, Missouri. And I'm missing a lot of these. Houston, Mississippi, because the chat's moving so fast. Middle Texas, Michigan, Norfolk, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Tennessee. More Ohio, Iowa, Florida, Indiana, Oklahoma, Tennessee, 757. My 757 people have been growing. Shout out to the 757. That is where we broadcast from. Good to see my Virginia people in the chat. UK, Kansas City, Georgia, Kentucky, Massachusetts, West Virginia. I will be in Mass soon. Okay. I will be up there soon for the Karen Reed trial. I hope you guys tune in for that. New Hampshire. I was just there. Ohio, North Carolina. It is good to see all you people. Scotland, UK, Utah, Kansas. We ain't in Kansas anymore, Lolo. Okay. Kentucky, West Virginia, Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, the UK. Shout out to all my UK people. Definitely my Australia people. One day I definitely want to visit Australia. Okay. The land down under. Canada, all my Canadian viewers, with people in the UK watching globally, even South Africa. So all my beautiful South African people that be watching me, it is good to see you guys. I'm glad that y'all tune in. It is also, I couldn't believe how many people from South Africa actually watch me until I was speaking about Drakus Dupree. And then people were like, I'm from South Africa. I was surprised by the audience that was from South Africa. You guys are absolutely great. Look, I got to get ready to get some dinner. If you watching and haven't subbed up yet, of course, and you're into true crime, make sure you sub up Dolly Vision. If you're out there in the ether and you ain't decided, look, my face is going to grow on you. Sometimes it takes a while. It takes a while. Let me be honest. It's hard. Sometimes it's damn hard to get used to this face. But look, you might as well sub up. You're going to get used to it. Trust me. It's a guarantee. And if you haven't, after this video, make sure you drop some comments and let me know what you think. It helps us in the algorithm. Thank you guys. We are so close to reaching 35,000 subscribers here. Like I say all the time, I can't do it alone. I'm only one person. So I need each and every one of you to hit that 100K, and maybe Dolly will get there one day. And if you're tuning in now, Monday morning, I will be out in front of the courts. Of course, I can't take a camera into the courtroom, but if they're broadcasting on our local TV channels, I will broadcast it from the studio while I am out front. Okay. So this dude is a monster. And when he walks into this courtroom or into this courthouse, I'm going to be at the front doors of the courthouse. I want to be there. Okay. And he goes to court Monday morning. So make sure y'all tune in to that live. Also, I need 250 people to sub up my TikTok so I can go live from TikTok when I'm out in front of that court, because that's going to be something y'all probably don't want to miss. All right. I lost a lot of blood looking for this child from mosquitoes. You think I'm joking, but mosquitoes ate me up while I was out there. I got a few things I want to say to this man. You know, so I think y'all might want to tune in for that. Y'all might want to tune in for that one. Okay. And I don't know what he's going to say back, if he says anything back, but you know, I got the freedom of speech, and I'm damn sure going to use that Monday morning. I'm damn sure going to use my freedom of speech. So, but I will be back before then tomorrow or something of that nature. So you guys have been awesome. It was great talking to you. And if anything crazy pops up, you know, of course, I'll bring it to you. I'll see you guys later. Peace.